Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Battle Court Jai-Alai. Tonight's game day will feature the Chargers and the Warriors. And with that, I want to welcome everybody into another edition of the Winter 25 Battle Court season. I'm Andrew Bleckman, joined alongside Stu Nyman to bring you today's matchup between the Chargers and the Warriors. How you doing tonight, Stu?
Doing great, Andrew. Looking forward to an exciting afternoon of highlight between the Chargers and the Warriors.
Yeah, and a particularly important late-season game day. If we can take a look at those standings before we get into the action today, you'll see the Chargers currently in the fourth and final playoff spot with 6 points. The Warriors right there, you see them in fifth place, 2.5 points behind. Remember, a game day win gets you 1 point, and the Chargers and Warriors will be playing twice from now till the end of the regular season. So that's good news for the Warriors, but the Chargers could pretty much clinch it or really help themselves out with a win tonight. See, just 3 game days left for the Chargers this season, 4 game days for the Warriors. We get started here with a 5th Division doubles matchup. That'll feature Arta and El Barba for the Chargers and Correa and Julin out there for the Warriors. Division 5 doubles here getting us started. We'll have the Chargers, Arta and El Barba with control of the serve to begin tonight's matches. So far this team for the Chargers, Arta and El Barba, just 1 win, only 1-7 this season. Correa and Julin started off particularly strong, but they got shut out last time out, 6-0, 6-0. I'm sure they're looking to get back out there on the court, get over that loss.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our first match of the game day between the Chargers and the Warriors. Archer will have the serve for the Chargers. Archer serves, we begin. Here's the backhand by Julin, wall to wall from the left side. Julin from the 9 line, hard to the inside. Arta's there. Arta on the forehand from the 7. Rebote forehand by El Barba. Ball short of the front wall. First point goes to Correa and Julin of the Warriors. Correa has the serve. Reminder of the scoring here in Battle Court, ladies and gentlemen. First team to reach 6 points wins the set. First team to win 2 sets wins the match.
And Correa and Julin just have to forget about the performance we saw on Friday night. This is a team that won 5 of their first 6 matches to open up the season. And they got a lot of firepower. I mean, it starts up there with Correa. When he's on, he's way better than a Division 6 player. And Julin, keep his composure in the back. He caught great in the first match last time out.
Arta picks the serve. Correa gets up there.
Job.
Perfect placement on the return to score. 2 points for Correa and Julin of the Warriors. Correa has the serve. You were saying?
Yeah, and a great catch up there by Correa.
Tremendous.
I mean, he's an important player, especially defending Arta up in the front. We know he's going to throw a lot of shots. He's going to mix it up. Correa couldn't handle the backhand 2-all from Ron last time, but so far so good today. Making his first stop and killing it to make it 2-0.
There's backhand by El Barba. Julin down low. Here's Arta from the 8 line. Backhand by Arta, powerfully thrown, clearing the overhead screen. Rebote forehand, saved by Correa. El Barba, powerful backhand, caught in the air by Julin. Scoop by Arta. Rebote forehand by Correa to the inside. That ball touched the overhead screen, which is out of play. 3rd point for Correa and Julin of the Warriors. Correa serves.
And I mean, you're seeing the same issues with this Chargers team that we saw at the beginning of the season. I mean, communication, the unforced errors, and those are the stuff that just, I mean, at this point of the year, it's going to be tough to get over those mistakes. So far, 3 straight points for Gray and Julin. Totally different than what we saw last time.
Fault over serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Elbarba on the catch. There's the backhand. Julin from the 11. Elbarba on the backhand to the inside. Correa down low. Powerful right side. Scooped up by Arta. Arta to the corner. Julin comes out to make the save. Elbarba, nice catch on the forehand. Correa cross court. Backhand from the 7 line. Karam.
That's a good one.
Is in and scores. 4 points for Correa and Julin. Correa's got the serve.
Yeah, Arta found himself trapped to the inside of the court. Julin, when he sees a player out of position like that, he knows he's got to throw the carom. Just a matter of execution, and he does it well. Still impressed, though, by Correa. I mean, adjusting a new piece of equipment, too, and wouldn't even know it. 4-0. What a great start.
Backhand by Elbarba, powerfully thrown. Stopped by Julin at the 12 line. Arta with a tip ball. 5 points, possible set point here for Correa and Julin of the Warriors.
Tough one, reaching back over his head, trying to line that up in the basket kind of blindly. Not easy. Looking for a perfect set of their own.
Beautiful backhand by Elbarba is caught by Julin. Elbarba from deep in the backcourt. Julin's there. Backhand from the 9 line. That backhand took off and hit the overhead screen. Point and set to Correa and Julin, taking the first set 6-0. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out and play our next set. A tale of 2 different days, Friday to Monday, huh?
I'll tell you what, Stu. I mean, you see it all the time in sports, you know. It's just one of those days for Correa and Julin. I mean, they couldn't get anything going, and it was really the catching. I mean, the catching just wasn't there for either of them. Today, you see a few more balls caught, and the difference 6-0 in their favor now.
Highly disciplined Correa, just in position to make stops like that right there. The serve was on.
It was a good look there. He was looking at the basket as the ball was approaching, not taking his eye off of it, really concentrating and looking that ball into the basket.
Got to keep that focus. Beautiful carom here by Julin to score.
Yeah, that's not a, you know, you have a player trapped inside like that. You know, I think a lot of times players feel like they have a little more space than in reality. You know, players, a lot of times you see they have the space, they throw a carom, and the opponent gets there easily, running back around him to the outside. Not the case today. Julin executing that one perfectly.
You know, there was so much energy in the building, generally, both in the back and, of course, the audience with Friday nights when we're open to the public. It's sedate by comparison, but these guys are focused. They had a bad night on Friday. No one would doubt that or question that, but that first set was disciplined. Julin was in position consistently to make the catch through the shot when he had it. Correa making the serve work for him. In position to stop the 2-0. Very well done.
Only 4 game days left for the Warriors, so a little more urgency tonight, and you look at the standings, you can see why. I mean, the Chargers realistically are probably the only team that could be caught at this point in the season. So the Warriors want to get back in the playoffs. They need to win this game day. This is not a, hey, we have a couple more in our back pocket. No, they need to win tonight if they want any shot at making the playoffs, and they're playing like it today. Good start for Correa and Julin. Second set, about ready to start here. Arta and Elbarba have the serve.
We're ready to begin our second set. Arta has the serve for the Chargers. Arta serves. Our second set has begun. Julin on the backhand. Scoop on the left side of Arta. Big backhand. Rebote forehand by Correa. Rebote forehand by Julin. Excellent catch by Julin. Here's backhand from the 9 line on the wall, and Arta's there. Correa, left side stop, and a beautiful catch. El Barba, equally good catch at the 11 line. El Barba from the backcourt, high and hard to the front wall. Rebote. Rebote forehand save by Julin. Nicely played. First point of the second set goes to the Warriors, Correa and Julin. Correa has the serve.
A perfectly played rebote there by Julin. I mean, he was moving towards the outside, ended up running around it, throwing it from the forehand.
Work for him.
But the result, it crossed the sidewall up high at the 11 line. El Barba had to let it pass. And Arta, I don't think he was expecting to have to go for that rebote.
Fault, under serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the forehand and 7 line. El Barba on a fine catch. Here's Julin from the 9 line. To the inside, Arta's there. Rebote forehand by Julin. Arta goes to the sidewall, makes the play. Julin takes that on the forehand, 9 line. Arta calls for the rebote, big bounce. Julin advances, makes the catch. Backhand by Julin at the 9 line. El Barba down low, backhand. Here's Arta. Hard throw to the corner, out to the rebote. Rebote saved by Julin. Arta's there. Rebote forehand, down low. Arta's on it, winding up. 2-all. Stopped by Correa. Correa from the forehand, higher. Scooped by El Barba. Powerful throw by Julin, caught in the air by Arta. Here's the backhand. Rebote saved by Julin. Julin calls for the catch, makes it. Hard throw. Beautiful catch by El Barba. Outside placement.
Wow, what a throw.
Is in. 2 points for Correa and Julin of the Warriors. Correa has a serve. Nice shot by Julin.
Just perfect. I mean, Julin can sense the aggressive play by Arta, and that was just increasing as the point continued. I mean, hit
and El Barba wasn't missing.
3 steps to the inside.
Wasn't missing in the backcourt.
Just inside the boundary. Perfect. Oh.
El Barba's drop shot attempt dropped short and out of play. Third point there for Correa and Julin here in the second set. Correa has a serve.
Look, ill-advised throw. When he got it on the costado, he saw Correa break to the outside, so I think he thought there was more space there to score. But, again, you don't need to be a hero. Certainly not on the first throw of the point.
Well, especially when you're catching like that. El Barba's catching has been spotless so far in this match.
Great point there, too.
Drop shot by El Barba will score on the second bounce. No shutout in the second set. Arta and El Barba are on the board with a point for the Chargers. Arta has a serve. That's what he's trying to do.
Worked out perfectly there.
And this is a bold choice to go back to it a second time when it didn't work the first, but he believed.
As you're saying, they just need to give it a little more height. Perfectly done.
Here's a backhand by Julin. Rebote, the rebound from the back wall played by Arta. Karam opens and scores. That's a 4th point for Correa and Julin of the Warriors. Correa has a serve.
Beautiful carom there by Julin. Second time he scored.
Difficult catch by El Barba off a fine serve by El Barba. Here's Julin. That ball missed mid-court. A 5th point for Correa and Julin. This is possible match point.
Well, that's why you play the games, Stu. They lost 6-0, 6-0 last time out. Here they are, maybe a point shy of doing the same thing to their opponents today.
Elbarba with the Costado inside. Julian is there. Backhand. Arta on the catch. Backhand thrown powerfully. Took off, hit the overhead screen. That is out of play. Point, set, and match. A straight set victory for Correa and Julian of the Warriors, winning at 6-0, 6-1.
Correa and Julian, a little momentum on the side of the Warriors. After that win, they lead the game day now 1-0. Coming up next will be a top division doubles matchup. Zulaika and Ubia with a chance to tie up the game day against Douglas and Manny. That's coming up in just 2 minutes.
As soon as that highlight ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
And let's take a look here at that game day score now, reflecting that win a few moments ago by Correa and Julian. They dropped 2 of their last 3 matches, but still 6-2 overall. One of the better teams this season for the Warriors. We're going to hear from them in just a few moments. See the practice right now. Zulaika and Ubia going up against Douglas and Manny up next in that top division doubles match. Correa and Julian ready over in the DraftKings Players Cage. Let's hear from our winners. Our opening match on tonight's game day. Congratulations, Correa and Julian. Guys coming in after that win and playoffs on the line coming into tonight. How important was it to set the tone with a performance like that?
We just had to stick together, stick to the game plan, and just trust each other. We're just trying to get back to how we started, and little by little.
Awesome, guys. Great start to the game day. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Coming up next, top division doubles, Douglas and Manny against Zulaika and Ubia here. Douglas and Manny, top team for the Warriors this season, just 1-6. Zulaika and Ubia 3-5 this year, still under 500, but a little bit more success compared to their opponents. Ubia dealing with that bicep injury. Wasn't throwing a ton of right side, but his catching was phenomenal last time out. And Zulaika was maybe the player of the day. I mean, he's starting to figure it out, and no better time to get into form than right now as the playoffs are approaching next month. Chargers have the serve here, ready to begin match 2. There's a serve by Zulaika. We begin our second match with a forehand over the top by Manny. Nice catch on the inside by Ubia. Sends it back. Here's Manny, low runner inside, cut off by Zulaika. Forehand bote coming up the middle. Ubia keeps it on the left side, sends it high and deep. Manny pulls it in. Ubia, tough play along the wall, backhand. Coming to Manny's right side, he gets in there. Forehand crossing the wall, nice pickup by Ubia, backhand. Coming back to Manny, he takes it right off the wall. Everybody clears a lane, low runner inside, scoop by Manny. Zulaika now goes high and deep, and he gonna step out of the way. Douglas plays the rebote from the 7 line inside. Great catch again by Ubia. Tough save by Douglas, saves the rebote. Right to Zulaika though, backhand. Opens up to the middle of the court, here's Manny. Sidearm play, dropping between them. Zulaika comes all the way back and digs out the rebote. Douglas, drop shot from the Costado to score. Warriors on the board first here in our second match.
Great choice of shot there by Douglas, dropping it inside. Well done.
And I mean, look how deep Zuleika is, too. That's just a smart throw by Douglas and not a lot of pressure, too. Zuleika has to respect the 2-wall. That's why you see him going to the outside at first, but... Ubia handles the serve, sends it inside, crosses the wall. Douglas saves the rebote. Tough pickup by Ubia, backing up, plays it inside. Douglas is there. Oh, bullet, cut off by Ubia in the corner. Douglas rips that one off the sidewall, sends it deep again, clears the screen. Now Zuleika sends the rebote wall to wall. What a throw. Douglas stops, comes back for it, sends it back to Ubia. Manny stands in at the 13 line, makes the play, backhand right to Ubia. Goes up a little bit further, plays it right on the wall. Douglas has to save the rebote. Zuleika moving up on it, attacking. Fires it inside, Manny lets it pass, but he does save the rebote. But it's in the pad, and that pad is bad. First point for Zuleika and Ubia.
Manny is so supremely confident on those rebote saves. Sometimes he lets balls go that are coming at him that are difficult, but are well within his ability to make the catch, and sets up what's a very difficult save, and that was the case there. Just to not have the distance to make it to the front wall.
Serve comes to Manny's forehand. High off the front wall. Ubia makes the catch on the right side. Winds it up. Crosses the wall. Douglas makes the play. Backhand inside. Right to Manny. Manny sends it back to Ubia. He makes the catch. Oh, bullet. Douglas reaching in. Cuts it off. Sends it high and deep. Not past Ubia, though. Great catch. Leaping at the back wall. Forehand to Bote. Here's Zuleika, he send it deep, and he backs up, makes the catch. Up at the 10 line to the inside, Manny steps up, makes the play, fires it along the wall. Ubia waits for it to cross and makes the catch. Here's Manny now at the 12 line to the inside, leaping catch by Zuleika, backed up, right to Manny again. Tough play right on the wall, Ubia. Nice play on the numbers. Manny, let it go. Douglas gets in there, makes the save. Inside placement from the Costado, big bounce. Manny controls it, comes out over the top. Zuleika backing up, he scoops it. Little clip this time. Manny caught it in the air, forehand. Crossing the wall, backing Ubia up, and he scooped it up. Costado with a bounce to the inside, scooped up by Ubia, sends it back to Manny. He makes the catch. Dropping low, great control that time by Ubia. Doesn't want to overthrow it, gets it back to Manny. That one passing, just as Zuleika sends it back inside. Not a lot on it, Douglas makes the save. Big bounce, controlled up high by Ubia, backhand, low runner on the wall.
What a
Cut
catch.
off by Douglas, backhand.
That was gorgeous.
Zuleika waits for the rebote, sends it inside, Manny's there. That one drops between them. Zuleika has to save the rebote. Douglas let it pass. Manny from the backcourt comes over the top. Big bounce inside, scoop by Ubia, backhand. Ubia, good control up at the 8 line, backhand, wall to wall, that's coming out. Forehand rebote sent inside, crossing. Now they're scrambling, Ubia. Actually, Zuleika rather saves it. Now Manny from the back. Over the top, right on the
Beautiful
wall.
catch.
Ubia timed it perfectly. Here's Manny back on the inside. Plays it up the middle for Ubia. Ubia goes high and deep. High off the back wall. Douglas plays rebote back up the middle. Ubia runs around it. A bullet inside, dropping at Manny's feet. Douglas saves the rebote. Zuleika looking for it, not going to get
Tipped.
there, and it's tipped. Tremendous point by all 4 players. The Warriors take the lead 2-1.
You're absolutely right. All 4 players playing that point spotlessly. Court positioning excellent. Ubia with some very difficult catches from the backcourt. Manny with a good save. Douglas there for the rebote. All well done.
Low runner inside, crossing the wall. Manny ducks. Douglas saves the rebote. Manny waits forward in the corner, makes the catch, sends it back to Ubia. He's there at the 10 line. 2-wall, not enough. Zulaika gathers, pumps it inside. It's on the wall. Scoop by Manny. What a catch. And now Ubia goes up the wall, but he did not have control as he went to make the throw. 3-1, Warriors lead.
Yeah, when that ball comes into the cesta, it's one thing to make the catch. It's another thing to have sufficient control to be able to have it right where you need it in the basket to throw with accuracy. That ball was moving when Ubia threw it.
Powerful serve. Ubia gets there before it crosses. Low bullet inside again. Douglas tip ball up overhead. Chargers get one back. It's 2-3.
Douglas has been largely flawless there at that side wall. That ball coming off the wall. Just a miss.
Manny from the left side opens up with a backhand. Ubia. That's his backup, makes a play in the air. Manny now deeper into the corner, sends it along the wall. Ubia takes it in, backhand. Oh, bullet, cut off by Douglas. Douglas, ooh, drop shot, dropped it too low. Yeah, the pad of that pad is bad. It's 3-3, we're tied up.
Yeah, just held on to it too long. Felt that he was releasing it appropriately, but just, I mean, that hit the bottom of the pad.
Yeah. Under serve, first fault, second serve coming up. Second serve, oh, is an overserve. A double fault. That's 4 points now for Douglas and Manny. Wow.
We don't see many double faults. We do see maybe one a game day.
Maybe less, yeah.
From different players,
yeah.
but don't really see that from Zulaika. But he knows that Douglas is looking to take the serve, so.
Powerful crossing the wall, Ubia. Oh, bullet, that's just above the pad. Manny with a great scoop. Zulaika back inside, high and hard. Manny waits for this one again, takes it in. Back to Ubia, makes the catch. It's a low bullet, right to Manny. Ubia runs around it, keeps it on the left side. Low runner. Manny steps out of the way. Douglas saves the rebote. Zulaika comes flying in, sends it back to Manny, makes the catch. Ubia now on the inside from the 10 line. What a throw. Better catch there by Manny.
Oh, my.
Ubia again comes flying into the wall, makes the catch. Douglas able to cut it off, sends it back to him. Powerful throw of his own. Ubia cuts it off. Backhand 2-wall. Oh, Douglas has it in the air. Cortada dropping low, stays low, but Ubia picked it off before the second bounce. Ubia now at the 11 line. Hard to the inside. Douglas takes it in, backhand. Right to Ubia now. Ubia from the 12 line to the inside. Manny's there. Backhand to the inside. Ubia steps up, makes the catch. Floats one up to Manny. He's there again. This one past both Chargers. Zulaika with the rebote, sends it inside. Tough one dropping.
Good save.
Makes the save. Scoop by Manny. Back beyond the 13 now. Keeps it inside for Ubia. Zulaika takes it in overhead. Tostado to the inside. Big bounce. Douglas knows he's got to get in there. He makes the save. Zulaika drop shot. Douglas takes off. Not gonna get there. 4-4 is the score. Zulaika And Ubia serve.
Very well thrown by Zulaika back to the inside. Not particularly soft, just out of reach.
And he comes over the top. Oh, Zulaika has it. 2-all. Wow, what a throw.
That was gorgeous.
5 points and a possible set point for the Chargers. Boy, he committed to that one. Took it in the air, and what a 2-all that was.
Now we know Zulaika's got the Costado 2-all. Hasn't broken it out yet. He catches this beautiful. Felt it.
Look at how that
Side
opens
wall,
up.
front wall. Just gorgeous.
It's a good illustration of how the player is certainly not faster than the ball. I mean, you see that thing open up.
100%.
Douglas is quick, and he's not even close to it. And the serve scores for the set. Zulaika and Ubia close it out. 6-4, 2 minutes. We'll come back and play set 2.
That was quite a hard-fought first set.
Yeah, I mean, and the Chargers won, what, 5 of the last 6 points there? Warriors held a 3-1 lead, and the drop shot in the pad. I mean, and even a missed serve, too, by Zulaika. That was the only point that they got.
It's
So
really the only mistake that you can point to.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just playing highlight, making shots, making the catches. Looking great. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. We're currently in our second of 6 scheduled matches on the game day. Here's some replays from that first set. The drop shot by Douglas of the Warriors early on scoring.
yeah, it's such a good throw, and, you know, doing it in the first set, too, with a cold ball. Probably most effective. Played inside here. There's the drop shot.
Again, it's bouncing pretty high, but it's out of reach.
Yeah, close enough to the side wall.
This was just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Costado 2-all just
I mean,
perfectly executed by Zulaika.
well, and then look at this serve. I mean, look at where it's coming in. I mean, so fast. What do we say? I mean, right on the wall.
Crossing the side wall, right where Manny's set up to make the catch.
You know, I know we don't have the numbers, but I'm going to guess that 90+% of the serves that end up as aces, that we call them, cross the wall. I mean, it could be 90. It could be even higher than that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it's near 100%. I would guess.
It's definitely high, and it's crossing the wall right where your opponent's standing, as opposed to, you know, folks who may be familiar with Jai-Alai know of an ace that basically is just it's served with a lot of bounce, a lot of pica. It hits deep in the service box and bounces into the corner above the player's head. Here, you know, you play to the court's advantages, and we have some very specific, distinct advantages with this court here. And these players know how to take advantage of them. And crossing that, it's not a. We do have some players who do go to the cortado serve. It's not a cortado serve. It's just crossing the wall where your opponent's trying to make that catch with a lot of power. No, very effective.
Second set ready to begin here. The Warriors, Douglas and Manny, will have the serve to begin set 2. There's the serve by Douglas, set 2. He's underway. Oh, what a bullet to the inside there. That comes shooting off the wall. Douglas saves it, clears the screen. Ubia from the outside. Oh, sends it back up the middle. Douglas right to him. On Cortada. Ooh, Zulaika's right there. Scoops it up. Catch by Manny. And he caught the corner of the front wall. It died. Ubia makes the catch. Oh, runner. Crossing. Comes shooting back out. Douglas returns a 2-wall. Oh, Zulaika stops it. Cortada perfectly thrown to score. Took a little off of it, too, there.
Yeah, it's not that, you know, cortados are typically thrown hard, but they don't have to be thrown so hard. It's really more about getting it from the front wall to cross the side wall low and not come off and give your opponent anything to play with. That's exactly what Zulaika did there.
Manny stands in, takes the serve, backhand. Thrown to pass. Zulaika now out there for the rebote. Drops it between the Warriors. Douglas able to make the save. Zulaika into the Costado. Hard inside, right to Manny.
What
Wow,
a
what a
catch.
pick right on the side wall. Ubia, he blasts it, comes shooting back to Douglas. He turns the rebote. Catch by Ubia at the 10 line to the inside again. Manny reaching low, controls it on the right side. Coming across Ubia's face, gets it off. Zuleika saves the rebote. Douglas taking one out, back to the inside. Here's Ubia, up at the 10. Sends it high and deep. Douglas backpedaling quickly, fires it up at the 4. Low and hard, scoop, tipped. Nice play by the Warriors. We're tied up.
It's very well thrown by Douglas. That rebote was coming in low. He crouched down and threw it right to the corner. Would have been a spectacular catch by Ubia, but was just tipped.
Ubia with the catch, sends it inside. Manning let it pass. Douglas saves it again. This one drops between them. Zuleika digs it out. Douglas aggressively controls it up at the 4 to the outside. Won't land in. It does.
Very well done.
And it scores on top of it. 2-1 lead for the Warriors.
When Douglas is in that position, he's got to score. He's got to score. You don't want to get back into volleying with Zuleika and Ubia. That's what we saw in the first set.
Backhand inside, that's right along the wall. Douglas makes the save. Ubia picks it up high on the left side. Backhand comes in low and hard. Manny's there, picks it off the wall. Ubia, low runner. Manny back to Douglas. Saves it above the pad. Zuleika into the costado hard inside. Manny, this is a tough one. Goes
Beautiful
to the
save.
floor. He makes a diving save. Inside again. Manny scoops
What a
that one up.
catch.
Coming at him. Oh, what a backhand. It clears the overhead screen. Zuleika at the 4 turns it inside. Manny with another catch on the forehand. Back to Zuleika into the costado inside with a bounce. Manny controls it again in the middle of the court. Comes over the top. Crossing the wall.
What a catch
Ubia
by
climbs
Ubia.
the wall and comes down with the ball. Offside rebote. Douglas brings it back to Ubia on the inside. What a bullet there. Dropping low, comes shooting off the back wall. Douglas saves it inside. Scoop by Ubia. Even more power. Manny with a scoop. Tough one. Not a lot of space back
Glad
there.
everyone ducked.
Drop shot by Zuleika. Ooh, Douglas got a good read on it. He gets up there. Drop shot return will score. It's a 3-1 lead for the Warriors here in our second set.
Both thoughtful and effective play there by Douglas to put it right back to the inside. Anybody who's been watching Douglas lately has known that he's been firing it to the outside, especially in doubles. Well, actually both in doubles and singles. But in this case, Zuleika's to the outside. He just drops it inside. One bounce. Second bounce just past the 4 line. Well done.
Low runner inside, picked up by Manny. Manny sends it high off the front wall, kicking up and out. Rebote for Zuleika to the inside. No play for Douglas. Manny goes up again. Over the top on the inside. Ubia. Nice catch. There's the backhand. Passing Manny. Douglas sets up for the rebote. Plays it inside. Zuleika now. Set up for one of his own. Ubia drops it at Manny's feet. Douglas has to come back for it. Plays the rebote inside. Nice scoop up at the 10. Manny over the top. Zuleika looking for it. Gonna let it pass. And it's missed by Ubia there in the backcourt.
Ubia does not have many misses. He's been making these catches. Manny brought her over the top. One thing I would like to see from Douglas, get these rebotes a little closer to the side wall. When he's throwing them, he's got them about, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet from the side wall as they're coming back.
Ubia plays it inside. Manny steps out of the way. Douglas saves the rebote. Ubia at the 10. Hard inside for Manny. Douglas tracks it down, sends it inside. Ubia now takes off. Tough rebote save up over his head. Douglas hard inside, gonna be a tough scoop.
What a catch.
Ubia made it. Oh, Douglas
that was
coming back
dangerous.
in, almost hit him. Mortada will score. 5 points and a possible set point for the Warriors.
And Ubia apologizing, acknowledging Douglas here. He was a little close in that backhand.
I'll tell you what, this has been a complete shift to strategy for the Warriors. The first set, he and Manny were seemingly just trying to outcatch their opponents. This second set here, Douglas has turned it up.
Yeah, and I have to say that Douglas did step in on that one. That wasn't so much Ubia. Yeah,
he was running
he was
in
just
and
throwing.
Ubia,
yeah. That's not the guy to do that with. It's really not.
No. Simply put. Good catch there along the wall. Backhand. Floated to Manny. That scores. Point and set. Douglas and Manny take it 6-1. 2 minutes. We'll come back and play a third and decisive set.
Yeah, no, you get hit with an Ubia backhand straight out of the cesta. That's potentially, well, it's going to hurt. Split sets. Chargers take the first set 6-4. Warriors take the second set 6-1. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. Here we are in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Some replays from the second set. Douglas with much more aggressive play. Beautiful forehand right to the sweet spot there on the outside of the court. No rebote for his opponents. Well done. Manny also spot on with his catching. Nothing easy about this rebote. He goes to make the save. So you like a great catch in the air. Douglas read this beautifully. Makes the catch, returns a drop shot. It's been throwing it hard to the outside, not that time. Again, Douglas with an opportunity. He's got it. Fires it at the feet of Ubia. What a scoop. You see, this is what we're talking about. Yeah, Douglas was creeping back in while Ubia was off his footing throwing a backhand. That's a dangerous combination, and everything turned out well, fortunately. Ball just tipped there. See the importance of keeping that ball close to the side wall when throwing your rebote or throwing your backhand. More difficult it is for your opponent to catch. About 20 seconds away from beginning our third and decisive set in this match. Zuleika's going to have the serve.
I love that set. I thought it was maybe the best we've seen
Tremendous.
Douglas and Manny play this year. And it just starts with the aggressive play by Douglas up in the front court. If you don't throw anything, I mean, the opponent knows you're going to put the ball. You can play that rally game to the inside. And at this level, these players are consistent enough that they can play. Anybody can really play that game.
Absolutely.
I mean, the way to separate yourself is to throw those shots. There's not many, but you have to deliver when you get those limited opportunities. And in that second set, he did just that.
Drop him inside, throw him outside. Basically, hear me say it every day. Your opponent really has to be guessing what you're doing when he sees you with it on the costado.
Third set has begun. Oh my, what a catch there by Manny. Not a lot of space. He makes the play. Ubia sends it back into the corner. Rebote coming out. Douglas at the 6 line to the inside. Cut off by Ubia. Rebote left side who kind of hooked it up the middle. Ubia gets in there. Old bullet to Manny. Oh, he's got it on the left side. Catch along the wall. Ubia sends it low. Little bullet. Drops between them again. Douglas saves it. Sends Ubia back. Good control on the left side. Backhand. Just able to take it again. Zuleika. Good reflex. Sends it inside. Manny gonna get out there. Tough for Rebote. Slaps it up. It's in play. Zuleika. Quick turn. Warriors back on the defensive now. Douglas comes in. Saves the Rebote. Zuleika. Ooh, not a lot on it. That took a second bounce. Died either way. That's a point for Douglas and Manny. Open up the scoring here in our third set.
That may be the first time in the 3 sets that we've seen the bicep affect a point. In that case, Ubia totally tentative in terms about whether or not he was going to go for that on the right side, and he didn't. In fairness, he thought it was going to be more of a rebote, but turned out not to be much of
Oh,
one.
Zuleika cut it off. What a throw. Better catch by Manny. Comes flying on the inside, and it scores. 2 quick points for the Warriors to begin set 3.
Manny blasted that back into the corner and just right off the tip of Ubia's cesta. I mean, this catch by Manny here is just gorgeous, and he gets some real power coming off of it. Ubia on the jump just tips.
He'll be on the outside. Oh, it's low and in the pad, and that pad is bad. 3 straight for the Warriors to open up this set.
Obviously, Ubi was looking to go for the low runner inside. Douglas was backing to the outside. But it hit the pad. You got to hit the wall. Always.
Tough serve. Ubia gets in there, controls it, sends it back inside. Manny steps away. Douglas saves Rebote. Zulaika comes flying in. Backhand just above the pad. Manny's got it. Zulaika now steps back, cuts it off. Pumps the forehand inside. Manny reaching up overhead. He's got it again. Zulaika aggressively. Costado splitter. Split him up to score.
Beautifully done by Zulaika.
First point for the Chargers in our 3rd set. Yeah.
You'll see this ball right at the tip of his cesta. Douglas, of course, going outside to try to stop the 2-ball that we saw earlier.
And Zulaika's kicked it into his highest gear now possible. As evidenced by that point, just everywhere. And beautiful combination to get on the board.
Very well done.
Hard serve, missed by Manny. That is 2 points for the Chargers. The deficit only 1. Backhand to the inside. Nice catch by Ubia. Sends it in from the 11. Manny reaching down low. Good control right over Zulaika's head. Picked up off the side wall. Nice play by Ubia. Back to Manny now. Rote left side. Up the middle. Tough save by Douglas.
Great
coming back for it. Nice for Bote
pass.
into the corner. Zulaika. He's one up of his own. Douglas steps in, cuts it off. Backhand, low bullet on the wall. What a grab by Ubia now. Douglas reaching in. Oh, right to Zulaika. Forehand to the inside. Scoop by Manny.
Beautiful throw.
Forehand Bote. Wall to wall. Nice play again. Douglas right back to Ubia. Backhand from the 11, all he can behind this throw. Douglas stands in, saves the Rebote, plays it along the wall. Ubia climbs the wall. Comes down with the ball. Back to Manny in the middle of the court. Douglas ducks. Backhand comes flying to Ubia at the 10 line. Low bullet inside. Dropping low. Douglas, good body control. He makes a save. Pushes Ubia back. Sends it hard inside again. Rebote coming out. Douglas, quick turn inside. Here's Ubia. Douglas turns it high again. Ubia, great control. Backhand. Catch by Manny. A little deeper, now at the 13 line. Sends it wall to wall. Douglas takes it off the sidewall. Backhand right inside.
Beautiful
Ubia,
catch.
great catch again. Backhand gonna clear the overhead screen, coming all the way out. Douglas turns it low and hard. Scoop by Ubia. Douglas calls him off. That kicked up, saves the Rebote above his head. Setting this up for Zulaika. Forehand inside, low and hard. It's dropping. Saved, but low. Chargers have come back to tie it up 3-3 here in our 3rd and decisive set.
That ball was coming back fast, fast, fast. Difficult Rebote coming right back off the front wall. Manny's got to be right there. That was just taking a look at the ball, which is taking quite a beating. Ball, we're in the 3rd set.
It looked pretty cut.
Yeah, again, that top layer is white. The under layer is red to show you as the ball is wearing through.
Well, they've been playing hard, and they've been playing for a while, so.
Yeah.
It is 3-3 into the 3rd set here. New ball coming into play. Manny, great control on that serve. Had a bunch of spin. Plays it inside. Ubia now. High and hard. Past both Warriors. Douglas saves the Rebote. Ubia back inside. Right across Douglas's face, but he comes flying in to make the catch. Ubia passing again. Douglas on the inside, sends the rebote back up the middle. Ubia keeps it on the left. Low runner. Manny's there. Set up for the rebote. Saves it at Zuleika's feet. He scoops it up. Far to the inside again. Manny tipped it off the side wall. He was there. Just couldn't bring it in.
He's made so many difficult catches throughout this match.
Yeah. Wow, the Chargers, what, 4 straight points now back in front in this match?
Change of the ball. Man was just off there.
Oh, Manny backing up, could not catch that serve. 5 points, possible set, and a possible match point for Zuleika and Ubia. Wow, 5 straight points here to get to this point of the match. Every set, Douglas and Manny had a 3-1 or 3-0 lead. Every one of them. They got to work their way to get back into this. Here's Manny, backhand. Played up the middle, Ubia from the left side to the inside. The rebote escaped into the overhead screen. Point, set, and match. Zuleika and Ubia take it in 3 sets, winning the final set 6-3. An impressive comeback into the 3rd set for Zuleika and Ubia. They now tie up the game day 1-1. See the Chargers there. Fist bumps as they come off the court. We'll go to Division 6 doubles next. We'll see Albarba and Gallo against Correa and Bradley. Game day score reflecting that win just a few moments ago by Zuleika and Ubia, tying things up 1-1. That score right there, along with our season standings at the bottom. 8 points for the Fireballs. Up at the top, they clinched the playoffs after their last game day win. The other 3 teams there, you see the Renegades, Devils, and Chargers pretty close, but Chargers can really help themselves out with a win. Zuleika and Ubia doing just that to tie things up. We have them over in the DraftKings Players Cage. Let's hear from our winners, Zuleika and Ubia, guys. What a performance there. Down either 3-0 or 3-1 in every set. What gives you the belief that you guys can come back even facing those deficits?
This guy. It's easy with this guy. I mean, he does things that are extremely hard. I don't see anybody throwing those attack shots so close from the wall. Extremely aggressive. He takes care of me. He takes care of anybody that he plays with, and it's just easy.
Awesome, guys. What a win to start off the game day for you. Tied up. We'll see what happens the rest of the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go Chargers.
Albarba and Gallo take a crack at Correa and Bradley here in this 6th division doubles match. Always fun when the 6s meet up here in doubles. So far this season, Gallo and Albarba just 3-5. They did swap courts, so Gallo did start in the front. He is now in the back. Results have been kind of similar to they were at the beginning of the season. But Correa and Bradley, not a bad record, 4-3. One of the better doubles teams and just one of 2 doubles teams for the Warriors that is plus 500 this season. Both of them feature Correa.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin our next match. Albarba will have the serve for the Chargers. I think we can expect Albarba's catching a spot on there in that first match.
He did catch well.
I imagine with him serving, he'll go to that favored Cortada serve. See what happens.
Yeah, Correa and Bradley started off strong. They started 3-0, but they've lost 3 of 4 since, so looking to get back on track.
First point is an ace. Cortada serve works for Chargers lead 1-0. Barber serves.
Yeah, it's one of those that it's right on the cusp of being an underserve or
It hits the
just
sidewall
inside
perfectly, and yep.
You always got to move up, even if you think it might be under.
Here's the backhand by Bragley. Powerfully thrown. Rebote for El Barba. Bragley from the 10 line to the outside. Just had a reach and scoring. 1-1. Correa has the serve for the Warriors.
All power there, and Gallo with a little bit of a late start, it seemed, to the outside. Once he didn't get there, point was over.
No shortage of power here on these Warriors in the front court or the back court.
It's going to be a huge advantage for them in this match.
Here's Gallo on the backhand to the inside. Bragley will take it on the bounce. Ball tipped at the 7 line. 2 points for Correa and Bragley of the Warriors. Correa serves.
Yeah, didn't have control, was kind of juggling it the entire way and then falling out of the basket late. He caught well in the backcourt, but yeah, it is a little bit of a different type of speed. And the ball's coming at him a little bit quicker and has to react quickly up in the front court, but well, you expect him to bring in right to him.
Here's the backhand, low and hard. Caught by Bragley. Gallo on the forehand. Bragley, tremendous catch off the sidewall, and a big backhand follows, caught way up high by Gallo. Correa on the forehand from the 7 line. Powerful 2-pass Rebote for El Barba. That's up and in and stopped by Correa. Correa powerfully from the forehand, stopped by Gallo. That backhand will score for Gallo. 2-2. El Barba serves.
First off, still impressed with Correa's catching. I mean, you can clearly see him looking that ball into the basket, and the concentration is there.
Absolutely, 100%.
What we saw on Friday night, it just seemed like a lapse of focus, concentration. He just wasn't really present. Here, every ball that's come to him, brought it in the basket nicely, but the throw by Gallo, best of them all.
Fault, under serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Double fault. Point 4. The Warriors, Correa and Bragley. Correa serves.
We'll chalk that one up to the old announcer's jinx. He said one a week, 2 a game day. All right.
Well, he went back to the Cortada serve. Just try to drop it, away from Correa and have Bragley run up on it. Didn't work.
You see how close they land to the underserve line, too, which you can expect that.
Correa on the backhand from the 8 line. Gallo's there. Difficult Rebote save. Had the distance. Here's El Barba from the 4 line. Low and hard. And scoring. 3-3. El Barba serves for the Chargers.
A little pep in his step running back to the box, too. Some of his
that may be
friends
the first
and
time,
teammates.
maybe the first time we've used that reference with respect to El Barba.
He's going quick. I'd like to see it. Oh, and a good serve.
That's an ace for El Barba. 4 points for El Barba and Gallo. He serves.
And Barba seemed to be in a pretty good mood coming in today. Seems to be keeping it light, and that's usually when he's at his best. He takes it a little too seriously sometimes, as I think we all do. Can get frustrating and then don't play our best or do our best, anything.
Fine catch by Bragley. Big backhand follows. Rebote, high bounce. Beautifully thrown by El Barba on the Rebote. Bragley, tremendous throw to the inside. Gallo going for the save. That hits the pad. 4-4 is the score. Correa serves for the Warriors. That was beautifully thrown by Bragley.
Yeah, beautiful there. Not leaving a lot for the Rebote. You see Gallo, off his footing, just trying to flick it up there. Ultimately didn't have enough to reach. 4-4. Tied up in this first set.
Gallo on the backhand from the 11 line.
Oh, yeah.
That ball took a wonky bounce coming out to the Rebote. That is 5 points for the Chargers. El Barba and Gallo, possible set point.
Ball took a right turn at about the 13 line. Had a lot of green grass ahead of him. He said, you know what? I'm going to take the back roads today. I'm going to veer right. No chance when it takes that Magic City bounce.
Bradley ready for this serve, makes the catch. Hard, low return to the inside scores. We are at 5-5. This is set point.
Well, good illustration of we always say. It's even for both sides. A little Magic City bounce and point before going against the Warriors, and now one going against the Chargers. It's 5-5, back to equal. This is it, right for the set, 5-5.
Catch by Gallo. Here's the backhand. Bradley will keep it on the forehand. Big right side. Gallo's there. Low runner, caught by Bradley deep. Rebote for El Barba. Bradley from the 12 line. Right side, thrown hard. Rebote. It's 2-all. Correa makes the catch. Powerful throw, crossing the wall.
Maybe overthrew it.
Rebote save. Excellent catch by Correa. Correa with the Costalo to the inside. Bradley, great catch at the 10. Hard forehand to the inside. Rebote by Gallo. Makes a save. Forehand to pass to the corner. Rebote saved by Gallo. Big bounce. Bradley's on it at the 8 line. Low and hard to the inside and stopped by Gallo. Rebote saved by Gallo with a light touch. Correa aggressively from the forehand. Outside placement scoop by El Barba. Cortada by El Barba will score. Point and set for El Barba and Gallo of the Chargers. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out and play our next set.
How about El Barba?
Tremendous play by both front quarters there. Correa and El Barba just playing beautifully.
That's his signature shot, the outside placement. He lined it up, threw it right at him, but El Barba said,
stop.
Is that all you got? How about that? What a catch there by El Barba. And the cortada after wasn't too bad either. Just won the Chargers the set. Take a look here. Forehand inside a little bit earlier on. That got the Chargers early point in this match. This is, that's the one.
There's nothing you can do about that. That ball cut back to the inside, hit one of the cracks on the side wall, and just as you said, made a right turn.
And then here you're going to see this ball
stay inside.
It does not bounce on. You see Gallo's reaction. Like, it's not as significant, but still, the ball reacts 900 times one way, and then the 901st time it stays inside. It's like, that's a little, it's kind of the same thing, but not as dramatic. And then let's look at that last sequence here. Oh, no, another look there at that soft placement to the inside. But here's the outside attempt by Correa. I mean, he throws it hard, but look at El Barba. He made a scoop on the right side in the first match that was eerily similar to that catch. Tough to control, and then how about that throw after? Came back, crossed the sidewall beautifully. Very well done by El Barba. All 4 players playing beautifully in that first set. That was a well-played match. I don't know if you looked over to the right, but I noticed that every Warrior was on their feet, and every Charger over in the cage was on their feet watching that point. Significant match. I mean, you look at this game day here. I mean, this is a toss-up. In Division 6, you really never know what you're going to get. Any team could beat anybody on any given day. I say it's kind of similar to Division 1 in that sense. And the Chargers, I mean, out of these 2 teams, I mean, they could lock themselves into a playoff spot if they could win tonight. And the Warriors, I mean, they need these wins to stay in the mix and potentially play themselves back into the playoffs. Warriors are going to need to win these next 2 sets to take the match. Correa and Bradley will have the serve to begin our second set.
We're ready to begin our second set. Correa has a serve for the Warriors. Reminder of the scoring here in Battle Court. First team to reach 6 points wins the set. First team to win 2 sets wins the match. Correa serves. Our second set has begun. Here's the backhand by Gallo. Bradley down low. Fine forehand on the return. Gallo, Rebote with a light touch. Correa on the hop. Forehand. Off off the tip of Gallo-Cesta in the backcourt. Correa and Bragley of the Warriors are on the board first here in the second set. Correa serves.
The ultimate tip, catching literally the tip of the cesta right there. Gallo seemingly had it lined up right to the middle of the court.
That hard serve will cross the wall and score. 2 points for Correa and Bragley. Correa serves.
Again, another serve that's either right on the sidewall or crossing the sidewall as the opponent tries to make a catch. Ends in an ace.
Fault over serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Gallo on the catch. Here's the backhand. Bragley moving in. Forehand from the 11 line. Elbarba's there. Backhand. Rebote forehand by Correa. Ball missed in the backcourt. That's a 3rd point for Correa and Bragley of the Warriors. Correa has the serve.
And Elbarba reaching that cesta in for just a half a second. I don't know what it was, but not a whole lot. Just threw off Gallo's concentration. He had that one lined up perfectly. Elbarba got in there, not sure why, and resulted in a miss.
There's the backhand by Gallo. Caught deep in the backcourt by Bragley. Gallo on the backhand, low and hard. Caught by Correa. Here's the backhand from the 8 line. Rebote forehand is saved by Gallo. Here's Correa from the 6. Straight to the outside. Rebote by Elbarba. Nicely thrown, well caught by Bragley. Bragley against the back wall makes a great catch. Hard throw on the return. Here's Gallo. Low runner. Caught on the left side of Bragley. Rebote save. Hit the overhead screen. That's out of play. 4 points for Correa and Bragley of the Warriors. Correa serves.
And good on the Warriors. I mean, they're played pretty well in the first set. Didn't have a lot to show for it. And still, that consistent play here. They didn't change their strategy. They didn't panic after that first set. They're saying, hey, let's catch one more ball than our opponents. Use our power. And you see 4-0 now in the second set. Great response.
Excellent serve by Correa. Caught by Gallo. Correa on the backhand from the 8 line. Outside placement will score. Beautifully thrown by Gallo. It's a point for Elbarba and Gallo of the Chargers. Elbarba has the serve.
Yeah, such a tough catch to make on the run, too. You see Gallo mixing it up. Correa takes, a step and a half before he recognizes it. Good communication. Bradley called him off, but he's moving outside, leaping in the air. Timing could get messed up pretty easily.
In and out of the cesta the ball goes. 2 points for Elbarba and Gallo of the Chargers. Elbarba has a serve.
Cortada served there, but got it to kick back to Bradley's forehand. That ball's got a lot of spin, and you almost have to trap it on the right side to catch it, or else it's going to spin out.
Beautiful catch by Bragley, and a powerful backhand follows. Gallo on the backhand. Bragley from the 10. Powerful backhand. Rebote coming right out. Elbarba. Excellent catch by Correa. He gets in there and stops that one. This one's dropping. Correa on the catch. Hard costado to the inside, and Gallo is there. The outside placement of the backhand will score. My. 3 points for Elbarba and Gallo.
It's a smart throw by Gallo. I mean, maybe not a traditional shot, if you will, but they don't pay you for throwing additional shots. They pay you to win. And you got to put points up on the board. Gets it a couple feet inside the boundary line. Out of reach pretty easily at both Warriors.
Well done.
That's well executed.
Bragley with a great catch. Powerful backhand. Off the frame of Gallo-Cesta. That's a 5th point for Correa and Bradley. Possible set point.
Yeah, and just took his eye off of that one, too. Moving towards the outside, similar to what we saw Bradley on that miss. It's a lot easier to catch the ball, I mean, simply on the run compared to when you're flat-footed.
Great catch by Gallo. Bradley from the 11 line. Big backhand. That took off and hit the overhead screen. 4 points for El Barba and Gallo. Still possible set point for the Warriors. El Barba serves.
Getting tight there late. Backhand looked like he maybe hit the sidewall as he went to make that throw, too, so could have thrown something off there, but that was well in the overhead screen. Bradley's done a great job of navigating that this match. Oh, my.
The ace will score. We're at 5-5 in the second set, so it is possible match point here for the Chargers. Possible set point here for the Warriors.
See again, contact with the sidewall just before Bradley put his cesta in. It kicks up and over it. Oh, that's a tough serve. Oh,
Ball
man.
tipped off the serve. Point and a straight set victory for El Barba and Gallo of the Chargers, winning it 6-5, 6-5.
Wow, and a big win there for the Chargers. That's going to hurt the Warriors' playoff chances here. A toss-up match, and actually one that Gray and Bradley come in as the favorites. They lose 6-5, 6-5 in straight sets, hard fought. But the Chargers take a 2-1 game day lead into match 4 up next. That'll be Zuleika against Douglas in singles.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Game day score reflecting that win just a few moments ago, earned by El Barba and Gallo. We're going to hear from that winning team here in just a few moments. This team started off 1-3. They're now 3-2 since they made that court swap. Things looking good for the Chargers. Let's hear from El Barba and Gallo. There they are, guys. Congratulations. El Barba, the serving there at the end, kind of the difference maker. What are you thinking about, or what are you trying to do with those cortada serves? Is there a spot, or what exactly are you looking for?
I'm like a pitcher on a mound out there. You know, I'm thinking about all different kinds of, throws. Should I throw it low and hard? Should I throw it, into the corner, like give it a spin like I did the last time? And that's what I was really trying to do the last throw, because he had trouble on another throw earlier in the point or earlier in the match. So I thought maybe I can come back to it and get that spin on it, and hopefully, he'll drop it. And it was working for me today, so it was good.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys made a court swap early in the season. Gallo, how do you think the team has really benefited? Since that point, you guys have won 3 out of your last 5.
Well, we played a pelota like this, so it's a little easier. We're playing the same thing every day, same position, not switching around. So we're getting a little bit of form. It's getting late in the year. It's a good time to get into shape.
Absolutely right, guys. Great win. We'll see what happens the rest of the way. Thank you.
Go Chargers.
That will take us to our top singles match today, Zuleika against Douglas. The Chargers lead this game day 2-1 so far this season. Zuleika 6-1 in singles. And this is just his first match against Douglas, though. Flipping over here to Douglas. Started off a little slow, but now Douglas is 3-3. Match number 4, about ready to begin. Zuleika will have the serve. Zuleika serves, we begin. Douglas just got up to that serve. It was dropping Zuleika. 2-all. It's in and scores. on the board first here in our fourth match.
Yeah, Douglas started deep. He gets a lot more power when he gets a running start when he makes the catch, but that ball was dropping in front of him, was all he could do to get the ball into his cesta. Zulaika, as we know, can throw the Costado 2-all from anywhere on the court.
Douglas from the 12 line. Floats it into the corner. Not a lot on it. Zulaika sends the rebote a little too high up in the overhead screen and out of play. 1-1. Tied up.
Slow ball affecting both of their play. New ball, cold ball. Zulaika sent that one, just hit the overhead screen.
Backhand in the corner again. That's right on the wall. Douglas just flicks it up. Zulaika waits forward at the 7 line. Winds it up, keeps it low and hard. What a catch, Douglas. 2-all by Douglas. Wow, what a combination. He leads 2-1.
Douglas took something he was about to lose and turned it into something that he could win with.
Wow.
I mean, he just maintained his footing and drops this in there. He's so out of position, but has such good ball control. It turns that into a 2-all light touch.
Yeah, to get a 2-all off after that catch is
Very well
that's
done.
pretty good. Back to the inside. Douglas
Beautiful
rips it
catch.
off the wall. Sends it back to Zulaika. Nice catch up overhead. Back inside. Rebote saved by Douglas. Catch off the sidewall by Zulaika now. What a grab by Douglas, ranging back, trying to pass. This time he does. Into the Chula, not a lot on it. Zulaika makes a save. Douglas steps in, nice catch, 2-all. That's too wide. Zulaika ties it 2-2. Here's Douglas opening up with the left side. That's a little too high. You knew it. That's out of play. Zulaika leads 3-2.
Yeah, Douglas had all the power in the world on that backhand. Did not clear the overhead screen.
There's the backhand by Douglas inside, into the corner. Saved by Zulaika. Douglas makes the catch at the 10 line. Floats it out of reach. Zulaika stays with it. Ooh, that close to the wall. Just kind of laid it up. Douglas gets there on the outside. He goes for the 3-wall. It's out of play. It opens and scores. So we're tied up 3-3 now. Douglas serves.
That shows you the confidence that Douglas has in that 3-wall play. Because, again, he's got the drop shot. Look. Zulaika set up shop at the 8 line. A good enough drop shot that goes to the sidewall and dives around the 2. Be pretty difficult for Zulaika to catch, but he just put it over his head to the outside of the court. Well done.
High bouncing serve. Zulaika has it in the corner. Backhand. Dropping in. Saved by Douglas. Right at his feet. Scoop by Zulaika. Backhand from the 8. Thrown wall to wall. Douglas on another rebote. Lays it up the middle. Rebote caught the corner, scoop by Zulaika, hard to the inside. There's Douglas going cross court. Nice catch. Floats the backhand out of reach. Long run for Douglas, saves it high off the front wall. Zulaika's got to back up now, settles at the 9, controls it, fires it deep. Rebote 2-wall, snapped. Oh, Zulaika just got there. Karam returned by Zulaika, scores. Perfect. 4-3 lead for Zulaika of the Chargers.
It was a great play by both Douglas and Zulaika. Zulaika makes a great catch on the forehand. Good effort here by Douglas. Zulaika takes a peek, throws the carom. That scores. Well done.
Backhand to the inside by Douglas. Throws it wall to wall. Here's the rebote. Saved by Zulaika. Backing up, Zulaika scoops it to wall. Thrown to score. 5 points and a possible set point for Zulaika.
Zulaika throws it as well as anybody, and Douglas was already moving out there when he makes the throw. Douglas takes a peek, recognizes the familiar body language, moves out there, cannot stop it.
Douglas waits for the serve. Backhand, high and hard. Rebote coming for Zulaika. He saves it to the inside. Douglas right over his head. Zulaika stays up there. He scoops it. Low to the inside. Scooped by Douglas now. Drop shot. Got him going the other way. And it scores. 2 bounces and a 4th point for Douglas.
Pretty bold time to throw that. Again, I mean, he does see Zulaika. I mean, it's so hard to switch gears. You're running around on concrete out here. Zulaika is moving back to stop one of Douglas's powerful forehands. Douglas changes it up, drops it inside to score. Well done.
Backhand to the inside. Douglas makes the catch. Floats it. Trying to float it out of reach, and he does. Right into the Chua. Zulaika saves it inside. Oh, it's going to be a tough one. It's dropping. What a save by Douglas. To the outside. Zulaika runs under it. Forehand, low and hard. Scores for the set. Zulaika wins it 6-4. 2 minutes will come back and play set 2.
Douglas went into that sidewall really, really hard. Zulaika doing a good job of crossing the sidewall. Finish off that first set. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. We're currently playing our 4th of 6 scheduled matches on the game day. The singles match between Zulaika playing for the Chargers and Douglas playing for the Warriors. Here's some replays from that first set. Bold Costello 2-all thrown by Zulaika to score. Zulaika on the catch, takes a step. Such a difficult catch off his footing. Douglas manages to throw a 2-all after making a very difficult catch. Very well done. The 3-wall play. Douglas throws it as well as anyone in Battle Court, finds that spot there. Beautiful 2-wall. This one just stopped on the forehand of Zulaika, who returns a carom well out of reach of Douglas to score. The drop shot. Completely changing pace.
Look at this. I mean, give it to Zulaika there. He's going to wind it up. I mean, if Douglas comes away with it, that's just incredible. He made one of those catches earlier and turned it into a 2-wall.
He's been making those catches for years, actually. these scoops right there at the side wall that look like they're just going to cross and score, but Douglas has an uncanny way of stopping them, just not there. Second set coming up now.
And the big set here for the Warriors. And Chargers lead this game day 2-1. Zulaika's got the first set in hand. If he can win one of these next 2 sets, we'll give the Chargers their 3rd win of the day, at least half a point in our standings, and it's going to be even tougher for the Warriors to catch them. So this seems like a must-win for Douglas, and he's got to then win the 3rd set. We'll have the serve to begin set number 2. There's a serve by Douglas. We begin set 2. Hard backhand inside. Robote forehand, saved by Douglas. Catch by Zulaika on the forehand. He winds it up. Low and hard scoop by Douglas. Inside placement will score. Douglas on the board first here in our second set.
One of the goals in highlight, throw the ball where your opponent's not. Douglas going back to the inside here. Zulaika has to choose which way he's going to go. Once Douglas makes this catch and he's winding up like this, he's consistently been going 2 balls or straight to the outside.
Yeah.
That time back to the inside. Well done.
High bounce again. Zulaika steps back, plays it at the 12 line. Cut off by Douglas. Holds this one high and hard. Zulaika, though, at the 7 line, turns the Robote now past Douglas. Catch off the sidewall. Zulaika 2-wall to score. Zulaika ties it 1-1.
Both Zulaika and Gaucheri, they have that sweet spot when it comes to throwing that Costado 2-wall. Zulaika cracks it from that 7-8 line on the inside very consistently. Gaucheri basically anywhere from the 7 to the 3. Make that the 9 to the 3.
Douglas again opening with the backhand. Past Zulaika. Got the Robote. Plays it off the wall. Douglas with the catch. Oh, bullet. What a stop by Zulaika. Now Douglas has to take one off the wall. Sends this one high and deep. Rotates on the numbers. Turned by Zulaika. Not past Douglas, though. He's got the carom. It's in, and it scores. 2 points for Douglas.
You'll see the way the Zulaika passes behind Douglas here. Douglas knows where he is. He's going to pass behind him, move to the outside, but not to stop that carom.
Sends this one out of reach. Douglas on the Robote to the inside. Caught off by Zulaika. There's the backhand. Carom is in. Douglas had it for a moment. Well, he's got there, but couldn't make the catch. That's 2 for Zulaika.
That's a bold throw by Zulaika. Hard to snap the 2-wall from the forehand standing next to the sidewall. He does that beautifully. Look at that open up right off the frame. That's just beautifully thrown by Zulaika. Very well done.
High bouncing serve. Douglas gets up there. Floats it at the 12 line. Past Zulaika. Powers the Robote. A little too much power. That sails up in the overhead screen to give Douglas 3. Zulaika with 2. Zulaika gets that serve before it crosses. Backhand. Right into the corner. Douglas on a knee. Hook the Robote. Comes up short. 3-3. Trading points here in our second set.
Zulaika did a good job of just getting that ball in. Not much coming off of the back wall for Robote. Douglas flipping it, but not successfully.
Oh, what a catch there by Douglas to get things started. Rifles the backhand. Zulaika sends it from the 7 line. This is coming in low. Douglas 2-wall Robote. What a save
That's
by
gorgeous.
Zulaika. Douglas is up there. Forehand, low and hard. Zulaika with a one-handed scoop. Still going here. Douglas takes it in back overhead. Long drop shot. Droppy enough to score.
Wow.
What a point. What a throw. 4-3. Douglas leads.
Yeah, that was really bold again by Douglas. Zulaika reaches out, flips it back up. Beautifully played. Douglas blasts it, Look at this catch by Zulaika. Just beautifully done. Douglas makes another great catch. What does he do? This is bold. Oh, right off the cesta.
Zulaika from the 12 line, sends it up the middle. Douglas on the rebote. Inside placement. Scooped up by Zulaika. High scoop to the inside. Douglas looking to get in there. What a scoop up in the front court. Zulaika again, this one to the inside. Douglas with another one. This one even tougher. Ate him up. Rebote. Oh, that's in the overhead screen. 5 points for Douglas. He's got a possible set point.
Much more aggressive play here by Douglas. Paying off, getting him to possible set point. Let's see if he's able to finish it off.
2 great scoops on that point. Serve crosses, Zulaika sends the backhand wall to wall. Rebote forehand. Zulaika, fake the 2-wall, puts it up the middle. Oh, Douglas with a chance. 2-wall, opens
Well
and
done.
scores. We are going to a third set. Coming up in 2 minutes. Douglas wins it 6-3.
Really well done there by Douglas, throwing the 2-wall when he has to score. Pushing it to a third set.
We're in the break now between sets. Like a long way to come off, and Douglas already out there back in the cage with Manny and Alex. And Alex was vocal throughout those points, but as you notice, Sue, he does seem to respond well to him. So, you know, you don't want anybody talking to Douglas, Alex, and Manny. That's what you like to see back there with the Warriors. Look at this scoop on the inside. Inside placement follows.
I mean, it's a good guess by Zulaika. Douglas has been consistently throwing the 2-wall screen, so has Zulaika.
Was here, had him trapped inside, throws a carom.
A very enthusiastic Alex
saying
there
yes,
on
that,
the side.
like
Said
that.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, 2-wall. Again, doesn't score, but it does set this up. Zulaika is able to make a great catch here.
I mean,
But
Douglas
this is
really threw that hard.
This is all defensive, though. Just Zulaika staying in the point. Douglas still, then throws a drop shot. Just going to get the second bounce there. And you see in all these replays, though, consistent theme, Douglas throwing a shot to score.
Yes.
None of these being given to him. Just one rebote escaping, but you see inside here, he lays it up right in the middle of the court. Douglas wastes no time. Goes to 2-wall, lands in, and it scores again.
Very well done.
So pretty important match here going into a third set. Right now the game day score 2-1 in favor of the Chargers. If Douglas can come back and win it, and the Warriors go on to win the final 2 matches, that, I mean, gives them a decent chance. I mean, you know, right around 50%, maybe even less. Decent chance to make the playoffs. But if they lose this match, I mean, it drops significantly. We don't have the metrics, if you will, or the exact numbers, but take a look here. If a game day ends in a tie today, the Warriors would have 4 points and the Chargers would have 6.5. 3 game days left for the Warriors and only 2 for the Chargers. So, I mean, you see that right there. 2.5 point gap would remain with only 3 game days left. You need to win every game day, and you need some help, too, from other teams. See what Douglas can do here. Third set to decide our 4th match. There's a serve by Zulaika. Our final set is underway. Douglas opens up with the backhand. Zulaika, nice rebote inside, cut off by Douglas. That one kind of died off the back wall. Zulaika just had to flick it up there. Douglas waiting for it. And that was a floater, and it's missed.
Floaters are difficult to catch. The slower the ball. Have to think that Douglas was giving some thought to what he was going to do with it once he caught it. Just didn't make it to the catch. His catching's been spot on all day. Much more difficult balls than that. And again, the floater, one of the most difficult balls to catch.
Robote forehand by Zulaika, turned along the wall. What a grab by Douglas, sends the backhand. Shooting off the back wall, Zulaika turns it. He clears the screen. Inside placement, Zulaika, oh, reaching low, tipped it. It's going to tie it up here, 1-1.
Balls that are coming beneath your waist, definitely beneath your knees, off either side, are very difficult to catch unless you're going for the scoop. Zulaika reaching in on that one, just missed the catch. As you pointed out, important third set here for both the Chargers and the Warriors.
Zulaika sends the backhand up the middle. Douglas, nice rebote. Oh, Magic City
catch.
bounce, and he still made the play. Oh, Zulaika, good read there. 2-all by Zulaika, that'll score.
Yeah. Douglas clipped the side wall, and in essence, as opposed to keeping it inside, he winds up setting up a much more easy catch for, a much less difficult catch, rather, for Zulaika.
Douglas attacking the serve, gets up there before it crosses, backhand into the corner. Robote forehand, played inside. Oh, Douglas thought about the scoop, let it pass, that's a nice save.
Beautiful
Leaves
scoop.
a tough scoop for Zulaika, but he made it. Backhand passing Douglas, off his footing, he saves the Robote. Right back to him, here's Zulaika's backhand. Hard to the inside, just out of reach again. Scoop by Zulaika, 2-wall. Oh, that's too wide. Warriors catch a break, and it's 2-2.
Once that point started and it was in its third throw, it's like, I don't think these guys want to start volleying now in the third set. Just not in either of their natures.
And hits high off the back wall. Douglas plays the Robote up the middle. Zulaika gonna let it pass. Turns it 2-wall. Big bounce. Scooped up on the outside. Douglas low and hard. Scoop by Zulaika. 2-wall to score. Wow. Zulaika leads 3-2.
That was just beautifully executed by Zulaika. Good catch by Douglas.
I mean, here's the throw that you just need a little more. I mean, throws it, I mean, it leaves a tough scoop, but
that 2-wall is just perfectly executed by Zulaika.
Douglas has really been throwing that cortada well.
But you got to think
throw
about
it hard.
like, again. You have to think about who you're throwing it. There's some guys you don't want to throw it against. You're not going to beat Zulaika with that. A couple other guys you're probably not going to beat with it either in battle court, but Zulaika definitely one of them.
Goes up there again, blasts the backhand. Zulaika takes off, stops at the 5 line, turns it inside, scoop by Douglas, long coasty. Zulaika, no fear, he gets in there with one hand and scoops it up. Robote forehand sent inside. Pass Zulaika again, he turns a 2-wall. It's gonna land in. Douglas makes the stop, sends a forehand inside to score. It's 3-3, Douglas serves.
3-3 in the third set. It's a 2-all, but it's not quite the 2-all that we've been seeing Zulaika throw.
Robote left side by Douglas, snaps a 2-wall. Zulaika got trapped in the net as he went to make the throw. Douglas now leads 4-3.
Douglas wants to win this. He cannot take his foot off of the gas. He cannot let up the pressure on Zulaika. Zulaika has so few unforced errors. This is a tough one. He's maneuvering to keep himself from getting tied up in the screen.
Did as good of a job as he could have. I would have let that
contact
go,
with it. You can't push out of the way, which he didn't.
Douglas out at the 7 line, turns the rebote right to Zulaika. Backhand at the 10. Sent high and deep. Rebote forehand dropping. Zulaika lays it up. Douglas able to attack. Inside placement scores for Douglas. He is at 5 points, possible set and a possible match point.
Can't let go of the momentum he's got going into this potential last point. Great catch by Douglas. Looks like he's throwing 2 walls. He's not. He puts it back in. Zulaika was committed to the 2-wall play.
Vault over serve. Second serve for Douglas. Zulaika gets up to that serve, backhand. It's high off the back wall. Douglas on the rebote, turns it wall to wall. Zulaika gonna get there, on the 6 line. Beautiful return, not a lot on it. Douglas, nice save up the middle. Zulaika's got to run back for it, digs it out to the inside. It's got a big bounce. It's gonna open. Douglas diving, and he sent it into the overhead screen. 4 points for Zulaika. Extends the match here. Zulaika serves. That one there, I mean, Douglas running with it the whole way. You see it opens up. Oh, God, that's can't feel too good going down there. Oh, what a stop by Douglas right along the wall. Zulaika, 2-wall. It lands in. Douglas has got it on the outside. Forehand, low and hard. Will score for the win. Point set and match. Douglas
match.
Wins a hard-fought match in a 3rd set, taking the final set 6-4. And the game day knotted up at 2. Coming up next, match number 5, 3rd division singles, Ubia against Manny. Coming up in just 2 minutes. There's Douglas coming off of a big win there. Keep his team not only in the game day, but keep their playoff hopes alive. How about that catch? Neither foot on the ground. To the inside, Zulaika, I mean, you could tell, was just running out of steam there at the end. Shoot the 2-wall. Not enough. Douglas inside finishes him off. Game day tied 2-2. Bradley on the move, breaking. He got there. Blast the forehand. Everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit. Sherry up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Sherry picks it up in the front court, whips it inside. Another one. Take a look here at that game day score now, 2-2. After match number 4, Douglas defeating Zulaika here in singles. We will have another singles matchup next, Ubia against Manny practicing now, but before we get to that, we're going to hear from our winner, Douglas of the Warriors. Hey, Douglas, great win there for yourself. Did this have the feel of a must-win given what's going on with the playoffs and where you guys stand right now?
Yeah, you know, the Chargers are the team we're fighting for 4th place with. I knew that we've already lost 2 matches so far, or 1 match. So I knew that if I didn't win this match, we were going to have a hard time coming back for the rest of the game day. So I knew that it was a must-win. You know, Zuleika's a great player. Has a lot of shots. He plays really hard the entire time, and so I knew I was going to be a tough match, but I'm happy I got the win. Hopefully we can carry that momentum through the rest of the game day.
Yeah, great shot making. Douglas, congratulations on that win. Good luck the rest of the way for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ubia against Manny. About ready to get things started here in the 3rd division of singles. Manny so far this season 0-3 in singles, but again, he's played a lot of tough matches here. Just not a lot to show for it. And Ubia here for the Chargers, just 1-2. One of those losses came where he actually had to step out of the match because he hurt his bicep and Gallo finished up for him. So we will see here what happens. Match number 5. Ubia ready to serve.
Ubia serves, we begin. Here's a backhand by Manny. Rebote forehand by Manny, right up the middle. Ubia is there. Drop shot to the pad. First point for Manny of the Warriors. He serves. You see Ubia grabbing that bicep right away.
Not what you want to see. I mean, coming into it in doubles, you can keep the ball to your left side a little bit more, and you have another player.
In singles, you have to serve.
Yeah, you got to serve, you got to catch. I mean, you see, he didn't want to catch it on the right side, felt like he had to, and wasn't a great drop shot.
There's a backhand by Ubia. Manny's there. Backhand from the 8 line. Scoop by Manny. Here's the backhand. Costello 2-all will score for Manny. 2 points for Manny of the Warriors. He serves.
Well, Manny's more of a defensive player, but he does have all the skills and all the tools. He can beat you with both sides of his body.
Well, and he's going to keep the pace quick and throw everything to Ubia's right side. I mean,
he was waiting for Ubia to get back to the service box. The moment he stepped back, he was serving.
Here's the backhand by Ubia. Rebote, forehand to the inside. Ubia, backhand from the 9 line. Backhand 2-all, scooped up by Manny. Carom by Manny opens and scores. Manny with 3 points.
Well,
and it appears we have a scratch.
Can't remember landing in there to score, but Ubia going to give us the universal sign for I'm finished once again. We saw that in the match against Ferronda where he had to step out. So it looks like, I believe, Arta or Gallo. Looks like Arta. Okay. So you see Arta getting ready over there. You guys can see what we're seeing, actually. Arta getting ready, going to step out there and fill in. So Gallo played last time when Arta was hurt. Arta is...
Practice throws for Arta. Practice throws only.
Here in Battle Court, you can always sub with a lower-ranked player. So Ubia, the 3rd-ranked player for his team, you could sub the 4, who's Arta, the 5, who's Gallo, or the 6, who is El Barba. You can't sub who's a higher-ranked player. That'd be Zuleika's the 1 or Iturbide as the 2. So the options are Arta, Gallo, or El Barba. They're going to go with the next highest-ranked player. It looks to be Arta, and Manny will continue on with a 3-0 lead.
Arta will take over receiving. Manny has 3 points for the Warriors and the serve. We're in the first set.
Just a shame, but it's hard to play one side in singles. You almost can't even do it.
Arta on the backhand. Rebote. Forehand by Manny. Arta on the bounce. Backhand from the 10 line. Wall to wall. Two all to score. A point for the Chargers. Arta has a serve.
And given how Ubia started the match and his lack of shot making, this may not be the worst thing in the world. I mean, Arta at least is going to mix in a 2-all or 2 and keep Manny honest defensively. But given the energy and the shot making we've become accustomed to with Ubia, that seemed like an uphill battle.
Manny on the backhand from the 10 line. Wall to wall, out to the rebote. Costello by Manny to the forehand of Arta. Manny makes the catch midcourt, fakes the carom, puts it inside. Arta reads it. 2-all, to score. 2 points for the Chargers. Arta has the serve.
You talk about a strategy change, too. I mean, I can't think of two more different players than, I mean, Ubia and Arta. They do both play in the backcourt, but their skills in singles, I mean, totally different. You got an offensive player here in Arta, and you're seeing it early.
Here's a backhand to the inside. Arta's there. Drop
Hey,
ball.
tough one.
4th point for Manny and the Warriors.
And Manny always staying composed. I mean, those were two pretty good 2-walls. You got to tip your cap, and he's staying in it.
There's a backhand by Arta. Robote, forehand. Catch by Arta. Backhand from the 8 line. Manny's there. Manny to the inside. Robote is missed. 5 points for Manny. Possible set point.
Yeah, good on Manny getting those 2 points back quickly. If Arta's able to catch the ball in front of him in the air, I mean, that's where his shot making's at his best, as is the case for any player on the roster. Manny can start to pass consistently as this ball heats up a little bit. It's going to turn this match around a little bit. You're seeing it now late in this first set.
Manny on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 10 line. Manny advances, makes the catch, hard to the inside it goes. Backhand. Robote forehand. Arts is there. Forehand to the inside, scores.
Oh, no. No, Arta reaching for the back. Oh, man.
Point and set for Manny. 2 minutes go up on the board. Come back out, play our next set.
Yeah, so that is the last thing you want to see if you're the Chargers there.
I don't know that I've ever would. I don't know.
Oh, a double injury?
A double injury in
No,
battle court.
we've never seen that.
I don't think we've seen that before, but I'll tell you, Archer went reaching for his back. So Manny did win the first set.
And Arta, he did give a throw thereafter, and he came back. He said he was okay, so it looks like he's going to continue.
It was a thumbs up.
Yeah, so it wasn't a thumbs down. We don't know. We don't know what that means, but it seemed like he's going to try to give it a go.
Arta again had been out with a back injury a few weeks ago. Been practicing and playing since without difficulty. Well, I'm saying without difficulty. I haven't had a conversation with him, so I imagine it's without difficulty. But he hasn't asked to scratch. Once again, Arta has stepped in for Ubia as the lower-ranked substitute in this match. Dropped the first set, 6-2 to Manny.
You love the willingness to step up here for Arta, coming in right off the bench saying, hey, I'm going to do it, but this is a tough spot. I mean, a lot of work to do to get back in this match. Manny looking solid. Obviously the higher-ranked player of the two, and if Arta's not 100%, I mean, want to keep going in a match that's tough to win anyway and potentially risk losing him later in the season? But it seems like he's going to try to continue. But Manny.
Andrew, if I'm not mistaken, so the Chargers would have to go to Gallo.
Yeah, they go to Gallo or a Barba if they wanted to. But that would be the next sub. Anybody lower ranked than Arta. Looks like he's going to stay out there. We'll see what he's got here to begin set number 2. Arta will have that serve.
Ready to begin our second set. Arta has the serve. Manny on the backhand. Wall to wall from the left side. Robote to the outside. Manny makes the catch on the forehand. Cortada scores on the second bounce. Manny gets first point for the Warriors here in second set. He serves.
Smart throw by Manny. He made sure that he got contact with the side wall, killed a lot of the speed, and ensured he got that second bounce before Arta made his way up to it. Well done.
Here's a backhand by Arta. Bote coming in low. Manny makes the save. Arta on the catch, reaching out. 2-all, 2 score. 1-1. Arta has a serve for the Chargers.
Well, that's his go-to shot, the Costado 2-all. Thrown shoulder level, you see there, left side of the player's body. It's just a whole lot of options that you can throw. Drop shot, straight outside to the inside, and the 2-all right there to score.
Here's the backhand by Manny. Rotate forehand. Arta, great catch. Back to the inside it goes. That's going to be out of reach for Manny. Inside placement scores. 2 points for Arta and the Chargers. He serves.
That's a good one. When you have such a dominant 2-all, you open up tons of space to the inside in singles. Now you're going to see right here, Arta winds it up. Manny, I mean, he's barely in the picture there for most of it. You see at the last second, and that's right along the wall too. Got to give Arta credit there. If it's off the wall any bit, Manny's got a chance, not that one.
Here's a backhand by Manny. Robote forehand saved by Arta. Floater at the 8 line. Karam scores. 2-2. Manny serves for the Warriors.
And if I'm Manny coming here, I'm going to make Arta run and try to track these 2-alls down. I mean, you see here, he throws it, and he doesn't even make much of an effort to get there. Obviously not 100% fighting through it. But if you're Manny, you got to win this match at any means necessary. You got to get it done.
Big backhand by Arta. Robote forehand, straight back. Arta from the 9 line. Good catch, low backhand. Scooped up by Manny. And it goes to the corner. That ball's on the wall. Good save by Arta. Here's Manny. Arta cuts it off at the 9 line. Backhand 2-all. Manny's on it. Karam opens and scores. 3 points for Manny of the Warriors. He serves.
Another great opportunity there from the outside. Manny had Arta trapped after this backhand 2-all attempt. That not a great one. I mean, look at where it bounces. He catches it on the boundary line. Way too much space there. Perfect execution. Takes the lead.
There's a backhand by Arta. Robote forehand by Manny. Scoop by Arta. Here's the backhand. Robote left side by Manny for the big bounce. Arta goes up. Costalo falls low. Hits the pad, and the pad is bad. 4 points for Manny of the Warriors. He serves. There's a couple guys in Battle Court that don't maintain a close friendship with that side wall. I'm thinking Inaki, Arta, a few others. They've traded words, I guess, is the best way to put it.
You know, it gets a bad reputation, but it certainly doesn't help when you need it most, and that's, you know, it's not a great friend still.
Here's a backhand by Arta to the inside. Robote, 2-all, opens wide and scores. 5 points for Manny here in the second set. This is possible match point for Manny.
It's a perfect counter. Number one, he's not moving too well, and number two, he's moving up on it too. So you get him going the opposite direction. He's got to stop, get to the outside, and it's a lot of steps. Beautiful shot there by Manny.
Here's a backhand by Arta, wall to wall. Robote. Rotate forehand, low and hard to the inside. Arta's on it. 2-all, opens wide and scores. Beautifully thrown, 3 points for Arta and the Chargers. Still possible match point here for Manny and the Warriors.
Well, back to that 2-all. He scored on it early. Picks it up. Look at how this one opens. No chance when he throws it well.
Here's a backhand by Manny. It passes. Robote. Forehand. Drop shot.
Oh, my.
Manny's on it at the 3 line. Throws it back to pass. This is going to feed the Robote low. What a save by Arta. Manny tremendous catch at the 7 line. Long 2-all lands in and scores. That is beautifully executed by Arta. Arta has 4 points, still possible match point here for Manny.
Seeing again why he's such a dangerous guy in singles. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, he could be playing Gaucheri, he could be playing Douglas, he could be playing Manny. No one's getting to that 2-all. Opens up wide. What a shot.
I think
Oh, my.
The ace will score and brings it to 5-5, so it's possible set point here for the Chargers with Arta substituting for Ubia. Possible match point for Manny of the Warriors.
And it was 5-2 just a few moments ago.
I think I just, after your last comment, heard Gaucheri get off the couch.
He's on his way.
Here's the backhand by Manny to the inside. Wall-to-wall from the left side, dropping low. Arta makes a save. Manny will keep it on the forehand. Hard to the inside. Arta reaches out. Costello 2-all. That one is out. Point, set, and match for Manny of the Warriors, taking it in straight sets.
Just enough to get that win. The Warriors now lead 3-2 on the game day, heading into our final match. So the Warriors are going to secure at least half a point today, which will keep them in the playoff mix for, well, at least another game day after today. But a big matchup next. That game day win would be so helpful. Alex and Brownlee with a chance against Iturbide and Gallo. We'll see coming up in just 2 minutes.
As soon as that high-lie ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Game day score reflecting that win by Manny, his first in singles this year, coming at the right time to give his team a 3-2 game day lead. Final match coming up, Division 4 doubles. Iturbide and Gallo take on Alex and Bradley. We will hear from Manny here in just a few moments, winner of that last match. Here he is, Manny of the Warriors. What a win there. Ubia goes out early with injury. How, if at all, did that impact your strategy in the match?
Tiene su problema en el brazo y tiene que salir temprano al juego. ¿Eso cambia tu estrategia en alguna manera?
No, no cambia porque yo también estoy lastimado el brazo.
No, it doesn't change anything because I'm also going through an injury.
No ha sido mi mejor temporada.
It has not been my best season.
Well, Manny, that was a big win. Got your team in a spot to win the game day. We'll see what happens. Thank you.
Gracias.
He's saying, hey, I'm not falling for it, no?
Nickname, tell it like it is, Manny. Tell it like it is. I, too, have an injury.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
Final match here, Division 4 doubles. Iturbide and Gallo taking on Alex and Bradley here. So Iturbide and Gallo 5-3 so far this regular season. Alex and Bradley 3-4. Don't be fooled by that sub 500 record though. Three of their wins have come in their last 5 matches. And this Alex and Bradley team is playing way better, Stu. Just a different team since the beginning of the year. Alex in particular up in the front has been a little more explosive with the offense. It all comes down to this 3-2 lead for the Warriors. Ready to begin our final match. There's a serve by Iturbide. We begin. Forehand to the inside, cut off by Iturbide. Backhand into the corner. There's Alex coming back for the rebote, makes a save. Iturbide cuts it off at the 9 to the inside. Here's Bradley. What a stop by Alex now. Back behind him at the 9 line to the inside. Here's Gallo. Out to the middle of the court. Alex sends it high and deep. Right in the corner again. Iturbide, rebote, a little too high. That caught the rail just above the front wall, which is out of play. Warriors strike first here in our final match.
See if Alex is able to carry over any of that energy he had Friday night when he was absolutely on fire with that one straight set victory he had for the Warriors.
Gallo gets in there on the right side, plays it to the inside. Bradley, good catch, backed up to the glass. Iturbide, backhand to the inside, dropping low. Alex brings it in. There's Gallo back of the 13 line, plays it up the middle. Catch by Alex. Alex to the outside. That's a good one. 2-0. Warriors lead.
Throw the ball where your opponent's not. Alex doing a good job of finding the hole there on the outside. Very well done.
Gallo opens up with the backhand, plays it along the wall. Catch by Alex. This one dropping low. Scoop. Missed. Alex had it for a moment, but that's going to go to the Chargers there first.
Alex was moving up quickly on the ball, but the ball was dying quicker than he was moving up on it. Again, one thing with Alex that you'll notice, he keeps the ball very close to the side wall when making his throws.
Oh, Alex cuts it off. Inside placement. Look at Gallo, who got up there but did not control it. That's 3 for the Warriors.
Again, every time Alex gets near the ball, you don't know what he's going to do. Given he did miss one, he's gone outside placement. Here. Places it to the inside of Gallo's feet.
Alex backing up, makes the stop, backhand inside, pulled in, and dropped. 4-1 lead for Alex and Bradley.
Gallo really seems to have gone through two very distinct periods. Towards the beginning of the season, was catching very well. And yet the last couple weeks, just has not been able to stop the ball.
Catch on the inside by Bradley, backhand, up the middle, stopped by Gallo. Lead up the middle. Iturbide sends it back. Dropping low. Bradley steps out of the way. Alex saves the rebote. Bradley hard to the inside. Cut off by Iturbide. Alex thought about it. Going to let it pass. Stays with it. Lays it up. Iturbide. Catch from the costado. Hard inside. Bradley now running around it. Diving save. That's tremendous control by Bradley. Bradley again, forehand, hard to the inside, catch by Iturbide, Iturbide to the inside. Bradley gonna let it pass. Alex comes back for it. Placement to the inside by Alex on the wall. Good catch by Gallo, sends it back. Bradley's there. Backhand floated up. Bradley takes it in again at the 12 line. Hard to the inside. Contact. Interference ruled. The point will be replayed.
See the contact there. And you see as soon as Iturbide doesn't go for it.
Well, over serve. First fault, second serve coming up.
That's the nonverbal request for interference, granted right away by the judges.
Gallo's got this second serve, sends it high to the inside. Alex waiting on it. It's a little clip, it's a 2-wall, right to Iturbide. Placement to the inside. Look at Alex get in there with one hand, makes the stop. Backhand clears, good control by Bradley, sends it high and deep again. Gallo, this time on the left side, makes the catch. Sends it back up the middle, Alex. Iturbide with the read, sends it high and deep. Bradley thought about leaping, lets it pass. Alex up there in the front court. Great stop along the wall. Backhand inside. Here's Bradley. Bradley high now. Back to Gallo. Scoop by Iturbide. Backhand. Stopped
Beautiful
up
catch.
overhead there by Bradley. Bradley to the inside. That's Gallo now. Good stop overhead by Bradley. Backhand up the middle. Catch by Gallo again.
Difficult catch.
What a stop there by Alex, right along the wall. Sends it back. Gallo now. Hard to the inside. Here's the rebote. That is missed. Chargers get their second point.
Alex got a lot of energy behind that ball, just not able to settle it in the basket to make the rebote.
Here's Bradley with the catch. Moran low to the inside. Scoop by Gallo. Bradley on the inside. Forehand dropping low. Gallo makes the play. Comes over the top. Big bounce. Alex controls it again. That one missed along the side wall. 2 in a row for the Chargers.
Tough spot there for Alex there. At the side wall. Missed 2.
Ball missed off the serve. 4-4 is the score. Chargers have tied it up.
Warriors were very much in charge of this match until about 3 minutes ago. And a few misses, and you got it tied up at 4-4 in the first set.
Under serve. Second serve coming up. Second serve is good there. Bradley in the middle of the court, winds it up. Crossing low and hard. Nice scoop there by Gallo. Floats it back into the corner. Alex on the rebote, lays it up. Cut off by Iturbide. Rebote saved inside. Iturbide again. There's the backhand. Catch by Bradley. Scoop up the middle. Gallo sends it back to Alex. He reaches back behind him. Powers it low and hard. Another good catch by Gallo. Alex stays with the rebote. Low and hard on the wall. This one dropping. Gallo
Nice
digs
save.
it out. Alex climbs the wall, comes down with the ball, and Gallo takes it in again off the sidewall. Backhand outside. Bradley stepped in there. Sends the forehand now. Oh, look at Gallo. Tough play. Great catch off the sidewall. Iturbide drops it between the Warriors. Alex saves it on the back end. Caught off by Iturbide. Sends it deep from the 8. That's right on the wall. Tough
Good
save.
save.
Alex just kind of flicks it up there. Iturbide Costado to the inside. Hard and scoring. 5 points possible. Set point for the Chargers. Iturbide and Gallo.
Gallo started catching consistently, and Iturbide became more aggressive. They put some points on the board, now have possible set point.
Bradley's got it in the middle of the court. Keeps this one even lower. Scoop by Gallo again. Backhand into the corner. Robote forehand laid up by Alex. Catch by Iturbide. Backhand. Shooting off the back wall. Alex saves another one. Iturbide. Costado. Hard to the inside. Bradley waiting for it. He makes the play. Forehand up the middle. Iturbide now. Crossing the wall. Bradley. Great control. Jumped over the ball. And it's still going now. Down to the inside,
What
cut
a
off
catch.
by Alex. Takes it off the wall, backhand 2-0, not enough. Iturbide, forehand. Oh, he threw it right to him. Alex now on the right side to the inside, scoop by Iturbide. Wow, what a catch by Bradley. Came up in on him, made the play, sends it deep. Iturbide on the inside, plays the rebote right back to Bradley. Bradley now looking across the wall. Iturbide not going to let him. Great catch. Rebote left side to the inside. Gallo alone. He scoops up another one. Sends the backhand high and deep. Rebote saved by Alex on the backhand. Scoop by Gallo. Gallo to the inside. Comes shooting off the back wall. Alex turns another one. Gallo reaching up. Forehand over both players' head. Bradley going to step in there, make the play. Left side rebote. Big bounce crossing the wall. Bradley at the 13 line comes down with it. Gallo gonna step in again, takes it off the wall, backhand, floated to Bradley, not a lot of space. Gallo avoids getting hit. I think Iturbide takes it in. Well, that drops right in the corner. Alex, quick turn, sends it up the middle. Gallo, he's got a carom, it's in, and it scores from the backcourt to close out the set. Chargers win it 6-4, 2 minutes. We'll come back and play set two.
Talk about a comeback. So Gallo, who seemingly was unable to catch the ball with any consistency during the first several volleys, all of a sudden does a miss ball there in the second half of that set. Iturbide had not been that aggressive. All of a sudden starts busting out the costado hard to the inside. And a few two misses by Alex on the rebote, which put 2 points on the board. Difficult plays at the side wall.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Gallo, and the MVP, at least for me in that set, he struggled early on, and if he catches like that, they have no shot. So to respond that quickly, get 5 straight points and win the set, that's great stuff there. Outside placement also pretty special by Alex, scoring easily. This one passing Bradley, but look at this save from the right side. That's a tough one. Alex, look at that one. Got it right at the apex.
Tremendous catch.
Costano to the inside. Look at Bradley there. Just tipped it. So hard to line those up, and I can imagine he'll be getting a heavy dose of those in the second set. You see Gallo here. Karam had him trapped. You got to throw it. It opens. It lands in. And
Beautifully
that's
done.
Pretty well thrown.
That's really well
with
done.
The salute.
Really well done.
And the Chargers with the set victory, 6-4. You see back over here with the Warriors. You see his partner Correa. Fist bump to Bradley there after that first set. Got away from him. But really, every match Alex and Bradley have played since at the end of February. They've been pretty solid. Just a really slow start. And this is in year 2 of playing together. Last season, Alex and Bradley together on the Devils. This year, both players being drafted to the Warriors. Obviously, have to figure it out, some different competition. And this is a team that I don't think a lot of people want to see them late in the year either. A team that's starting to figure it out, playing their best highlight now come April. Warriors are hoping maybe even into May. 3-2 game day lead for the Warriors heading into this final match. So if the Warriors come back and win it, they'll pick up a full point in the standings. If the Chargers end up winning this match, half a point will go to each team. We are ready to begin our second set. Alex and Bradley will serve to Iturbide and Gallo. There's a serve. 2 is underway with a nice catch by Gallo. It's the backhand to Bradley. Really high to the inside, cut off by Gallo in the middle of the court. Bradley let it pass. Alex stays in and saves the rebote. Iturbide, good read. Got it in the air, sends it back. Here's Bradley. Catch by Gallo, forehand over the top to the inside. Here's Bradley again. Well, that one kicked up. Bradley stays with it. Back over the top, inside. Here's Gallo. Wall to wall, beautiful throw there. Alex takes off, gets the rebote at the 6th line, turns it inside. Gallo takes it in again. Catch by Alex. Drop shot. Two droppy. That's in the pad, and the pad is bad. Iturbide and Gallo start off set 2 with a point.
It's really a tale of two different Gallos.
I'll tell you what.
His catching has been absolutely spectacular on the left side and cracked that 2-all beautifully. Alex with an unforced error there at the end of that point. Put it into the pad. First point of the second set going to the Chargers.
Catch by Bradley here in the middle of the court. Forehand up the middle, stopped by Iturbide. Sent it high and deep, dropping into the corner. Robote left side, turned inside. Here's Gallo. Bradley at the 12. It just does clear the overhead screen. Iturbide sends it right back to him. It's a tough one. Alex comes back into the corner. He saves it. Gallo, forehand into the corner. That's a tough one. Alex lays it up, pushed it outside. Iturbide, 2-wall. Will it land in? It does. And it is in play. And scoring for the Warriors. 1-1. Tied up.
Basket stayed in constant motion.
Yeah, well, we'll get a look here. Iturbide thought it hit the net. Couldn't really see the part where it hit the net, but either way, it's not challengeable, so it won't matter. That's an underserve. First fault, second serve coming up. Gal with the forehand, sends it inside, dropping low. Alex turns it 2 walls, not enough. Iturbide from the outside, turns it inside. Bradley, great catch. Iturbide called him off, made the stop, backhand inside on the wall for Bradley. Gallo now from the 13, picking up. Bradley makes the stop on the inside. There's a catch by Iturbide from the 9 line. That's the backhand, right to Bradley. Gallo now, here's a forehand, right up the middle. Alex gonna turn to look for it. It crosses late, and he just flicks it up. It's in. Iturbide, though, oh, he threw it. Oh, what a scoop by Alex. The carom is in. Wow, what a point there. Warriors lead 2-1. Iturbide threw that about as hard as he could outside, and Alex was right there. And what a save that was.
Alex read it perfectly. Iturbide throws this as well as anybody. Beautiful scoop, good control, knows where Iturbide is, throws the carom.
Gallo gonna keep the backhand along the wall. Robote saved by Alex. Ooh, Iturbide's got him trapped. The 2-wall's gonna score. We're tied up 2-2.
See Alex reaching down towards his knee. That's something that's been dealing with on and off for about a month.
Alex he's insulted at the thought of someone coming in to sub for him. You love that energy.
That's Alex.
Oh, ball missed in the service box. Iturbide and Gallo lead 3-2. Somebody suggested, hey, maybe do you need a change? And he waved it off and say he's good. But you could tell during that first set, he was shaking it out on a couple of those longer rallies and did have a little bit of a knee issue early in the year.
Wow, that was close.
Right over Iturbide's head. There's a backhand inside into the corner. Robote turned by Alex. 2 walls cut off by Iturbide. Fires it inside. Bradley got that one in the air. Great positioning. Sends it deep. Robote coming way out at the 6 line. 4 line rather. Back to Bradley. Bradley softer touch. Trying to get it to Gallo. He does. Gallo makes the play. Alex with a stop off the sidewall. Backhand. Right up the middle. Here's Gallo. Outside placement is in. Bradley, what a stop on the outside. Oh, kind of caught between 2 throws. Iturbide back inside with it. Bradley ducks, dives out of the way. Alex makes a Robote save. Iturbide again. Little clip. Alex caught it in the air. Hard throw inside the scoop. One-handed scoop is tipped. Dangerous there for a moment. Put a 3rd point to Alex and Bradley.
Well, I'll tell you, Alex asked Bragley to get out of the way, and Bragley did so in exciting fashion. Outside placement. Look at Bragley take off to make this stop. Very well done.
I think Alex turned to salute Gallo. He didn't even see Bradley back there. What a catch.
This is where he calls Bragley off, and Bragley got out of the way beautifully.
Oh, what a stop there by Alex, pulling it in off the sidewall. Big backhand there. Iturbide turns the rebote. Oh, Bradley crouching down. He's got it overhead. Iturbide sends it right back to him. This one out of reach, though. Rebote turned by Alex up the middle. Gallo on the right side. Over the top, looking for the bounce. Alex with a high scoop. Inside placement. Tough one. What a pick by Gallo right on the numbers. Rebote left side, hooked up the middle. Gallo reaching again, forehand with the placement inside. Bradley just does get there before the second bounce. Gallo Pico looking for the big bounce, so Alex able to cut this one off. 2-all. Missed by Iturbide. Warriors lead 4-3. Let's put her here and, oh, man. Right to him, but.
Well played by all four players, no question about it.
Iturbide after saying it. Don't need that. Don't need to give them a good shot. Just keep passing inside, along the wall. That's an underserve. First fault, second serve for Alex. Serve missed, the second serve. That's 5 points possible. Set point here for Alex and Bradley.
This would split the sets if they're able to finish it here, force it to a third and final set.
Gallo in the middle of the court, sends it high into the corner. Rebote shooting out, Alex saves it to the outside. Gallo runs under it. Karam. Judges with deferring calls, but they rule that it is out. Point, and the call has been ruled out. Point and set. Alex and Bradley win it 6-3. However, there has been a challenge requested. So again, that call was challenged by the Chargers. They haven't used it yet today.
Karam by Gallo was called out.
So the Karam, yeah, as you said, Karam as thrown by Gallo of the Chargers was ruled out. So it looked like that would have been a clear winner if it were ruled in. So it looks like this will be a case where we can award a point either way, because we have a lot of folks watching the screens intently even here, as I assume you are at home. Let's take a look. I mean, we're going to get as good of a look as we can see here. And, oh, my goodness.
We need to see if it has any contact with the line.
So we're going to see, this is where it becomes difficult.
Any contact with the line whatsoever. Any contact.
Yeah,
with the
I
line.
mean, to me, Stu, I don't know if you're seeing, it looks like a little white appears on that red line as the ball is passing, which to me, there needs to be indisputable video evidence to overturn this call. At this first look, I can't imagine they overturn it. But let's take a look here. Ball has to land completely inside the red line. If that ball touches any part of the line, it is out.
I'm seeing it touch the line.
Yeah, I mean,
it did have contact with the line, which means would be out. It's a question whether or not it's to overrule.
Our Chief Judge will be coming back here to make the official call. It's out. And the Chief Judge has called it. It is out. That will be point and set for Alex and Bradley. They win it 6-3. We're going to a third set coming up in 2 minutes.
So the question is whether or not it has any contact with the line whatsoever. Highlight different than other sports. Other sports, from what's been explained to me by Andrew, it can have contact with the line. Here in highlight, no contact with the line. No part of the ball can touch the line.
Yeah, think of a sport like tennis. Ball touches any part of that line, it's in. Here in highlight, any part of the line, it's out. Gotta land completely inside the court. Good process, well done. You know, that's a tough one too. A lot of times it leaves more distinct ball mark. That time it didn't, but you couldn't say that ball landed with 100% certainty that ball landed.
And that was a
in the
surprising
court.
feature, by the way. That's just something we wound up. That's something we wound up with.
Yeah, with the darker floor and the white ball,
Yeah.
it leaves a pretty good mark there. So, not to be the case there. The call by the judge was correct. Replay confirmed it, and we got a third set.
Douglas has the same effect on Alex that Alex has on Douglas, which is a positive effect.
Well, I think it's respect, and he's coming back here. Alex certainly listening to what Douglas has to say, and they're having a pretty good conversation, seemingly about.
And that's just
strategy.
Douglas. Talk about the play of Bradley there. I mean, Bradley's catching spot-on communication with Alex, absolutely impeccable. Just really, really, really well done.
Reminder of the game day score. Warriors lead 3-2. Now into the final set of the day. Split sets here in our final match between Iturbide, Gallo, and Alex and Bradley. So with a win here by the Warriors, they would have 4.5 points on the season. The Chargers would have 6. 3 game days left for the Warriors, 2 game days left for the Chargers. And one of those 2 for the Chargers, they play the Warriors again. So this would be a huge win if the Warriors can get it and keep that playoff race alive for that final spot at least. Iturbide and Gallo ready to serve. Alex and Bradley to receive. Final set to decide the game day. There's a serve. We begin our final set. Powerful forehand by Bradley, cut off. Overhead by Iturbide. Alex flying in, one hand, tipped it. Gives the Chargers, Iturbide and Gallo, the first point.
Always want to try to catch the ball in front of you. Catching it behind you, particularly difficult to do. Even if you do get the ball into your cesta, settling it is particularly difficult.
Bradley with the catch, forehand over their heads. Iturbide looking for it, saves it on the back end. Back inside, here's Bradley. Forehand on the bounce, picked up by Gallo there in the corner. Alex comes back over the top, it's tipped by Gallo. 1-1, Warriors have tied it.
Again, we're in the third and final set of our 6th and final match on the game day. First team to reach 6 points. 6 points, rather, will do it.
And Douglas must see something because he came out there to tell Alex, maybe trying to get a little more bounce on these throws in the back. We'll see. Backhand to the inside, catch by Alex. That one right on the wall, it's missed. 2 points for Alex and Bradley.
That would have been a difficult catch for anyone. That ball was on the wall the entire way. Beautifully thrown by Alex.
Alex on the rebote, saves it inside, cut off low by Iturbide. Pumps the backhand. Right back to Bradley, nice stop overhead. Sends it back up the middle. Gallo from the right side to the inside, tipped along the wall. 2-2, Chargers serve.
Tough one crossing the side wall perfectly.
Fault under serve, first fault, second serve coming up.
Is Iturbide just pointing towards his arm? Maybe just trying to loosen it up.
Yeah. Bradley up the middle, sends it low and hard. Catch by Gallo on the bounce. One's coming out. Alex on the left side saves the rebote. Gallo high and hard. Dropping right into the Chula. Dug out by Alex. Look at Iturbide coming cross court, makes the stop. Bradley on the inside, forehand. Crossing the wall, picked off by Iturbide. Low runner on the wall. Bradley's there again. Rebote forehand, stopped by Alex. Alex to the inside, over the top. Here's Gallo. Outside attempt, not enough. 2-wall by Iturbide. That'll score. 3-2 lead for the Chargers.
Costado 2-wall by Iturbide, perfectly executed. Still super impressed with the catching and positioning of Bradley. And the communication with Alex, spot on.
Bradley's forehand. Back inside, Iturbide turns it on the backhand. Alex steps in front of it. Forehand, low and hard. Picked up by Gallo. Catch by Bradley there at the 12. Back up the middle for Gallo. Quick bounce catch brought in by Bradley. Forehand crossing the wall. Iturbide saves it. Gives it to Alex on the forehand. Outside placement attempt.
What a
look at
catch.
Iturbide. Cortada scores.
It's a great catch and a great throw by Iturbide.
Chargers lead by 2.
No taking anything away from that one. Beautifully done by Iturbide.
Right here, he goes outside, but I mean, look at that. Makes this. Look at how many people are watching there intently in the background too.
Intently,
most of them
and
clothed.
Scantily clothed as well.
Alex knocked down the serve. Iturbide and Gallo, 5 points, possible set, possible match point.
It's not good for his head, the wall, or the helmet.
Again, this wouldn't clinch the Chargers a playoff spot because the Cyclones would still have a chance, but that'd be pretty much wrap it up. Forehand rebote turned by Iturbide, dropping. Alex calls him off, saves the rebote. Iturbide back on the inside, floats it up. Bradley out of the way, Alex saves the rebote. Here's Gallo on the catch, backhand from the 9, low bullet. He's coming shooting off the back wall low, turned outside by Alex. Gallo stopped, Iturbide turned it. Bradley on the inside makes the catch, long carom is in. Oh, and scoring. A throw there by Bradley. That keeps it going here. 3 points for the Warrior.
No one in the building was expecting that. Except Bradley. Sidearm. Wow, that was nice. I mean, just
2. Wow. Gallo's got this serve. Backhand along the wall. Bradley steps out of the way. Alex saves it to the outside. Iturbide all over it. All down save. Back up the middle. Bradley controls it. Ooh, right over Iturbide's back. 3-wall play. Iturbide gets in there for the rebote save. Bradley again. High and hard. That clears the overhead screen. Rebote forehand. Turned inside. Dropping low. Alex saves it. Gets it into the backcourt. Gallo. High and hard this time. Bradley, ducking out of the way just narrowly. Keeps it going again. Iturbide, will he finish him off inside? No. Bradley with the catch. Backhand outside. It's in. Iturbide, soft touch inside, keeps it going. Bradley lower and harder. Scoop missed. That's 4 now. 4. Alex and Bradley. How about Bradley, really? I mean, keeping him in it. The carom and great play here, that last point.
no question about it. His catching has been spot on. Court positioning has been great. Communication with Alex, who looked like he was out of it just a little bit.
Gallo floats it between the Warriors.
Tough
Alex plays it just above the pad. Oh, late notice. Gallo missed it. Warriors have tied it at 5-5. This is match point.
I guess if any match was going to go 5-5 in the third set, this was going to be this one.
You think about it, Stu. I mean, it all comes down to 1 point. This 1 point could keep the Warriors season alive.
Yes, it
It
does.
all comes down to this. Powerful serve. Gallo's got it off the sidewall. Backhand. Catch by Alex. Forehand back over the top. Gallo. Tough play along the wall. Alex with the catch now. Over the top again. Crossing. Gallo. Sends it high back into the corner. Into the Chula. Coming out. Alex turns it outside. Iturbide with a miss ball. Point, set, and match. The Warriors win the match and the game day to keep their season alive. How about that? Alex and Bradley, and you got to give Bradley a lot of credit there in the end. The carom, the great play at 5-4, and it keeps the team alive for a playoff spot. And we will be foregoing the post-game show once again today. However, we will be interviewing Alex and Bradley, so just hang tight for a moment. We will get to them, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow. So how about that, Stu? Not over just yet. So after today's result, let's add that in. So the Warriors will now have 4.5 points with 3 game days left. The Chargers still stuck at 6 points with only 2 game days left. The Chargers and Warriors will be playing each other one more time. So still a chance, still very much a chance to sneak into the playoffs.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
And joining us back on camera here with Alex and Bradley, guys. I mean, you talk about a comeback and then you add what's on the line for your team, and that's maybe the most significant we've seen in Battle Court. Bradley, that carom at the end, what did you see and what was that throw like for you to keep your team going there late in the match?
Hey, we were down. We had to take some risks. Some of my teammates were telling me about how he was cutting in, and that's kind of how he plays in general.
Yeah.
And just was looking for the right opportunity to make that shot and just making sure that I did what I was supposed to do.
And again, now an opportunity to still make the playoffs, guys. What an incredible way to close out the day. Congratulations on that win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That will do it for us today. Join us tomorrow. We will be back in action as we continue on that Winter 25 Battle Court season. He's Stu Nyman. I'm Andrew Bleckman. See you tomorrow, 5 p.m.
See you tomorrow, 5 p.m.
What is Battle Court Jai-Alai? The world's fastest ball sport, and so much more. Jai-Alai is played inside a 3-wall court that measures just 120 feet long by 33 feet wide. The game is played with a hand-woven wicker basket called a cesta and a Jai-Alai ball. The ball is as hard as a rock, and it travels around the court at an average speed of 150 miles per hour. Players will crash into the sidewall or throw themselves onto the concrete ground without a single layer of padding just to get to it. Jai-Alai is like playing baseball if you had to catch and throw with just the gloved hand. And it's a rally sport, kind of like tennis, but much more dangerous.
Manny, there's a carom. Bradley on the move, breaking. He got there. Blast the forehand. Everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit by the ball.
Jai-Alai is played as a singles match or as a doubles match. The match winner is the first player or doubles pair to win 2 out of 3 sets played to 6 points.
Gaucheri up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Gaucheri picks it up in the front court, whips it inside.
What another
one.
mate. Did it
He
again.
made it.
2 times back to back. That's freaking crazy.
Here's Gaucheri, 2-all return. Douglas reaching outside. Powerful forehand at the feet is missed for the
Point,
win.
set, and match.
Point, set, and match.
That's
Douglas.
respect.
Every point rally begins with a serve, then the players alternate catching and throwing the ball. While a point is being played, the ball can hit any of the court walls, but it cannot bounce twice on the ground. Simply put, the object of the game is to catch one more ball than your opponent, or better yet, to fire the ball so it can't be caught. When a player cannot successfully return the ball to the front wall, then 1 point is awarded to the opposition and the next rally begins with a new serve. A Battle Court Game Day consists of 6 matches, and the team that wins the most matches wins the day. Pick your favorite team, doubles pairing, or singles player, and cheer for them all season long. Or up the ante and bet on it. Battle Court Jai-Alai allows for wagering on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. The ball is lethal, the game is lightning fast, and the action is limitless. This is Battle Court Jai-Alai.